Today we're going to be rebuilding the Atlanta Falcons, hopefully winning a Super Bowl at the end of this video. And I was checking out Super Bowl odds prior to starting this video. The Falcons are actually tied for the 6th worst Super Bowl odds, tied with the Tennessee Titans. And maybe I just see the Falcons a lot differently than everybody else, but I really don't view this to be one of the worst teams in the league. I really don't. I think they've got a super talented offense, but quarterback, I guess, is the main concern, because even when Michael Penix is healthy, which looks to be rare, he's really inconsistent. They bring in Tua Tagovailoa, who I imagine will be the starter, and I actually think Tua could play fairly well in the dome. You know, some of his biggest concerns come from playing in the elements. I think it's as soon as the weather drops below 70 degrees, Tua's QBR drops by 50 points. Don't look that up. It's probably true. Probably. If you don't look it up, you can't be wrong, right? But this Falcons team, I think, has a good chance to win the division. I also think they've got a good chance to finish 4th in the division, to be fair, so maybe the Super Bowl odds are fitting. It's just the entire NFC South is such a coin flip, such a toss-up. I could see anybody winning it or losing it in any order. The teams are all so close and all not great, but when you look at this team, there's a lot of star power here, led by Longhorn legend Bijan Robinson. I am a little bit worried about AJ Terrell, though. I don't know how he's going to be able to see to cover receivers with the hair in front of his face. I'm sure he'll probably move it. Although you have his brother on the team now. Falcons drafted EVEN Terrell, also out of Clemson, who was a player I liked a lot. Might be relegated to just the slot, but we'll talk about him and more in a minute. So obviously this team is one of the better running games in football. Kind of interesting because I mean, Matthew Bergeron just signed a massive contract extension. I tried to put it in the game the best that I could. It's not updated yet, but it's 4 years, $96 million with supposedly $60 million guaranteed. I estimated around a $25 million signing bonus, so that's now reflected in the game as best as I could. But massive extension for Bergeron. Guard is just getting to be really, really expensive, but he's played really well. 76 overall honestly seems slightly light if Ryan Newsle's going to be an 82. Good player. Chris Lindstrom's one of the best guards in football. They bring in Juwan Taylor. That's a fine replacement at right tackle for Caleb McGarry. And then Jake Matthews is up to an 89 overall, maybe the highest overall in his Madden career, to be honest. Kyle Pitts, of course, enjoyed another good season. Kind of been waiting for that, and it finally happened, I would say, after his rookie year, which was great, of course. Drake London's awesome. The problem with Zachariah Branch, he disappears sometimes. No, where is his face? He just doesn't get one. Super electric player, rookie out of Georgia, transferred from USC. Incredible return man. We'll see what his impact is as an actual receiver. It's going to have to be something, because outside of him, it's like Olamide Zaccheaus, Jahan Dotson. It's not really that great of a group. It's going to be a very run-heavy team. And why wouldn't it be when you have arguably the best running back in football? Hook him, Bijan Robinson. What an unbelievable player. I mean, I know he's one of my favorite players. I talk about him constantly. But if you watch Bijan, he is truly a one-of-one special player. The stop-start is unreal. The vision, his ability, as I always say, to turn a negative play into even a small positive is incredible. If he's dropped for a loss, he's not. He's going to find a way to either get back to the line or get a few extra yards. The most fun runs for Bijan are not the 70-yard runs. It's the 7-yard runs where it's how in the hell did he possibly ever get 7 yards? Which I know sounds crazy, but if you watch Bijan Robinson, you know what I'm talking about. Quarterback's a problem, though. I'm probably going to have to draft a QB. I do think Tua can be okay in real life this year, but he's on a 1-year deal. He's not our quarterback of the future. I'm not sure what the upside is here. He's 28 years old. Again, in real life, maybe, but here, not really going to have anything. We should probably at least try with Michael Penix. He's 26 years old, former first-round pick, obviously. He's got the quality backup tag. He's just too inconsistent. I mean, this guy will throw the best ball you've ever seen, and then a ball that you can't believe an NFL quarterback threw on the next play. It's either dot on the money, in between a couple of defenders, right on the hands, right on the chest, or 10 yards away. It's like he's just crazy inaccurate at times. And then defensively, not the strongest group ever. I like Divine Diablo. I like Christian Harris. Jesse Bates, of course, one of the best safeties in the game. Xavier Watts, one of the best up-and-coming safeties in the game. And then with AJ Terrell and Avion Terrell, could be a really fun duo. But again, I expect Avion Terrell to play the nickel. And then awful news at a Falcons training camp. Jalen Walker, torn ACL, I believe. He looked very good as a rookie. We're going to have him here in this rebuild, which is great, but super disappointed that he's not going to be playing probably through all of 2026 if the reports are true. So that absolutely sucks, but super talented player. And then let me address the elephant in the room. James Pierce, what a talent. It plays with an edge. I mean, you really can't say he doesn't. Now, there's nothing official yet in regards to a suspension, so we'll have him. We're fine. But the charges... we have aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, fleeing and eluding police, resisting an officer with violence, and misdemeanor stalking. So NFL analysts have speculated he could be suspended for the first 8 games, but nothing is official yet, according to Falcons Wire on USA Today. Yeah, 8 games could be really tough. Obviously a super talented player. If he did something like, beat up his girlfriend in an elevator, it's probably only a 2-game suspension. But I guess it was a bit more than that. But edge should be fine for us over the duration of this rebuild. Brandon Dorless I like actually quite a bit. And how am I only just finding out about this trade? Mason Smith was traded to the Falcons for Ruka Rororo? I did not hear about that. I kind of like both players. Mason Smith has big-time potential. We'll see if he ends up living up to it. Not going to happen in this rebuild. Azeez Ojulari back in the state of Georgia. Samson Ebukam as well. There are some pieces here. Harold Perkins, maybe somebody wants me to talk about. Super athlete, kind of positionless. Was exceptional off the edge at times for LSU, but is never going to be really an NFL edge rusher you'd expect. He's just pure speed, but as a blitzer... as a special teamer, there could be a ton of value as a sub-package player as well. So we'll see what happens with that. We're going to do bucket drop with Michael Penix, which is, I think, 2 more skill points, or 2 skill points compared to the 1 skill point for pocket presence or whatever it is. I mean, we probably should just start Penix because of the star dev, but I'm telling you, I really have no interest in starting him long-term. That could change if he has a great season and... keep star dev or goes up to superstar, obviously. That could be in play. But just not really doing it for me. I think already 26 years old. Only a 73 overall. The upside is just not that crazy. And they really do have some DBs that could take a step up in year 2. Like Billy Bowman is a fun guy to look out for. A little bit older now, but Clark Phillips... I kind of think will be displaced by Avion Terrell, but maybe they go with all 3 in the secondary of Terrell, Phillips, and other Terrell. But I mean, Mike Hughes is 5'10", Sidney Brown's a safety, Billy Bowman's like a hybrid safety, he's 5'10". They have so many nickel types. It'll be interesting to see what their defense actually looks like and how they get these guys on the field. Even big play Darnay Holmes. Former top 10 pick CJ Henderson is an interesting one. Like, what an interesting secondary. Even, dude, Jamie Robinson is kind of like the hybrid safety slot corner. What are they doing with all these guys? Bijan only 87 overall receiving back. Feels wrong. The ratings seem highly disrespectful. I know it's the whole video is just, oh my God, Bijan's so good. But he really is. He really is. The catching... the route running, the spectacular catch feels really low for Bijan in particular, who is like a special type of player. Like, we go to Christian McCaffrey, who is like the best receiving back, maybe of all time. It's like Bijan, I think, shouldn't be rated too far below him at this point in 2026. Week 3, got our scouts lined up, so we're going to do regional scouting focuses. So the interesting thing about this particular draft class seems to be loaded at running back. We don't need running back at all, obviously. I respect a 2-headed backfield. In Madden Rebuild, it's just not necessary, although there are some very talented players. I'm more concerned about quarterback. 5'11", 235. We have a unit here who actually does seem quite accurate. 23 years old. Not anything special athletically, but if you're, very accurate, you have a strong enough arm, you can absolutely be a great quarterback no question. Brandon Pryor is at least slightly more interesting athletically. We're going to get a pretty good look at the quarterbacks because it may be worth moving up for one of the top QBs if they're good enough. Ben Rodriguez looks to be a very, very good athlete, but you wonder about some of the more quarterbacky things going on. But there are some first-round options, so we will get a good look at those guys. But otherwise, you know, we do need receiver, and that's the strength of the class, as it seems to be in every draft class. We do potentially need corner, so we're going to take a pretty strong look at corner as well. And safety. We could use safety. I like Xavier Watts. But if there's a really, really great safety available, I'm going to take that safety, and maybe Watts moves to slot corner. Maybe the guy we take moves to slot corner. Maybe we don't extend Jesse Bates. There are a number of different ways to go about it. I'm not going to make any type of, you know, decision right now. But the fact that there are multiple safeties that could go early in the first round is really intriguing, because that is a strong position historically in these Madden drafts. You can find some really special players at strong safety, and there are two that seem solidly locked into the first round here, maybe even a third that could go as well. So we'll see what happens, but I'll simulate to the midseason mark. We start the year 0-2 after allowing 31 points in back-to-back games. And yeah, the defense could be a real sore spot with this team. And if Bijan through a couple of games is only going to average 3 yards per carry, I mean, I don't know what the offense is expected to do. It's got to be Bijan with the quarterback situation. Improved to 2-3. Here's the thing, man. Like, maybe we should start Michael Penix Jr. They're close in overall. I talked about doing it and then didn't. Christian Harris just randomly has superstar development now. How did you get this? Am I seeing this right? If I had to pick it on anybody, it probably would not have been Christian Harris, but he's a great athlete. He's 25 years old. There's something there. I don't know how he has it. I really don't. If we get to the midseason mark and we're not in it, we're definitely going to make some trades. Like Divine Diablo probably needs to be traded at 28 years old. Jesse Bates is the weird one, though, because he's got a huge contract. He will probably only be getting worse over the course of this. But for right now, he's still one of the best in the game. I'd like to be able to put a team around him on defense while we still have prime Jesse Bates. So we've just got to try and get better. I'm going to try Penix as the starter here for basically the second half of the year. Again, I will simulate to the midseason mark. It's basically the trade deadline. We'll consider making some moves depending on how things are going. Well, it's not going well with Penix. We're 2-5. The Bucs are 7-0. What a start for Tampa. Do we have anybody asking for a trade? Doesn't appear that way. We'll check out the national focus. I pretty much have to set it to receiver here. Corner, also an option, but it seems like receiver is going to be a little bit better in this class. Colt Holt from Texas A&M. What a name. I mean, we'll add Wanya Morris, Zach Harrison, and Olamide Zaccheaus to the trade block. I don't think we're going to get offers on any of those guys. So if we want to trade anybody, it's going to have to be manually. And if you look currently in the NFC South, we are the worst team in the division. Maybe the Super Bowl odds were onto something after all. Saints 3-4, Panthers 4-2, and of course, we know about the Bucs. I think Diablo's got to go. I have a great kicker in Nick Folk, which he had any type of trade value, 86 overall. Wish that was something that could happen. Interestingly enough, I have everything set to manual. I feel like the team is signing extensions to players I have not negotiated with. Ryan Newsel, I absolutely did not re-sign. Didn't do it. I'm not mad about the contract per se, but I didn't do that. And yet here he is on a 5-year extension. It's like a reasonable amount. Again, I'm not mad at it. He is 29, though. I didn't do that. So that's definitely annoying. Diablo's morale is actually not great either. He's still got 3 years remaining on his deal, though. So it's not necessarily a player we need to trade now. I just figured we might actually get some offers for him. But in terms of expiring deals, it's basically nobody. Brian Robinson Jr. is going to have no trade value. But I really like what the Falcons are doing with this. Throw another B. Robinson out there. Maybe they don't look too carefully, and they think it's Bijan. That's genius. If there's ever an injury, just switch jerseys. I mean, it could be genius. Or ingenious, maybe. Tua Tagovailoa could be somebody to get dealt here. I'm not sure what any offers might be. We know Xavier Watts is not going to get 9 tackles in the next game. There's just no way. I mean, we'll put it on, but if he gets 9 tackles, I'll be blown away. The thing we can do to potentially help with that, though, is maybe go into the depth chart here and move Xavier Watts into a sub-linebacker role. That could be the way to do it. You know, put him in the box, give him more opportunities to make plays in the box, get tackles. We do have offers for both Tua Tagovailoa and Divine Diablo. Let's see what they are. I mean, because he's a quarterback, we are getting some decent options. Longhorn legend Devondre Sweat, Marvin Harrison Jr. Whoa. Now, I know the perception is that he's kind of a bust or trending towards that way. I don't think that's true at all. I just know that the production obviously has not been nearly where people expected because the expectations were sky high because of the last name, because of how good he was at Ohio State. Well, and the first name too. But yeah, I guess the Cardinals could reasonably consider trading him for Tua. That's stupid, but I'm in. Marvin Harrison Jr. is a Falcon. Now that he's a Falcon, though, we need to potentially sign an extension. Because receiver's so weak for this team, I thought it was a move that we could go out and make. And I'm absolutely going to consider giving him that contract extension for sure. Although with some of his mindset and persona DNA, he's contract-minded, he's confident, ambitious, kind of some scary words when negotiating a deal. I've offered him 2 years, $14.5 million yearly, $13 million bonus, and he's in. I think a 2-year deal for Marvin Harrison Jr. is good for us because if he's good, we can keep him around. I might draft a receiver anyway, depending on what it looks like. However, if he's not that great, we don't need him. We have Drake London. We're focusing on the run game. We don't have a quarterback. Whatever it happens to be, we can trade him in that second year and maybe get even more value back than what we gave up for him. Did we just traded Tua Tagovailoa and landed Marvin Harrison Jr.? I'm in. We're not going to trade for Harrison Smith. The Bengals picked him off the street for nothing. We're not going to trade a player to get him. We could have had him for free if we wanted him. Okay, we're going to make this trade with Cincinnati. Divine Diablo, Azeez Ojulari headed to the Bengals. They're making a playoff run. Obviously, at least Diablo is an improvement to their defense. And I'll take the second round pick. It's not incredible value, but it is any type of value back for players that I'm not sure going to be on this team long term. Diablo, just because of regression, I think we can do better at inside linebacker. And Azeez Ojulari on an expiring contract. So didn't really make sense to keep him around. Chris Lindstrom is frustrated with the team. We'll have a quick word with him. Care about this team, but losing like this changes how guys think about their future. If nothing happens at the deadline, I can't promise I'll still see this as a place for me long term. Chris, buddy. Well, I don't think we're going to get 9 wins. Here's what I can tell you is there are no current plans to improve the team drastically. That might hurt morale. But hey, sorry, pal. This is not, a 1-year fix, it seems. We're 2-6. We're not just going to randomly, win 9 games. And we're not going to get to an 85 overall either. It's just not going to happen this time around. We got to focus on next year, though. Stick around 1 more year. You're under contract, so you're going to. And we're going to turn it around. I am confident in that. Well, Harrison Jr. seized his moment this week. He's got a chance to upgrade his dev trait. Needs 110 plus receiving yards and a touchdown in the next game. We might be able to make that happen. Now, I don't see anything about Watson here, unfortunately, so I guess he didn't do whatever he needed to do, which was 9 tackles. Wonder how close he got. Or he did do it, and now he's a superstar X Factor. He had 10 tackles. It used to say when they got the dev trait upgrade, but I guess it doesn't anymore. They just get it. Well, playing him where we did obviously paid dividends. That is an incredible development. That's a big win over the Bengals 20-19 last week. You know, obviously a team that we just traded some players to. So, feels good to give them more help and still beat them anyway. Our third win of the year, but we're going to jump in here. It's going to be Marvin Harrison Jr. with a breakout opportunity against the 6-2 Kansas City Chiefs. It's going to be offense only, and Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be force-fed the ball. Need 110 yards, a touchdown, and he's going to get a dev trade upgrade, maybe up to X Factor. I really don't know. All right, let's see what we can do. Harrison Jr. working out of the slot. Power slot. Could get him going here. He is open. He'll catch the football. I mean, getting design touches for him is going to be absolutely paramount if we're going to have a chance to complete this goal. Doesn't mean we're going to exclusively throw the ball. Getting Harrison Jr. those design touches is going to be paramount if we're going to stand any chance of completing this goal. And especially, I feel like I'm pretty good with the timed catches. So if we can get some timed catches going, we could have some big plays in a hurry. He's got great size. Could get some mismatches. Could just feed him the ball, and he drops it. I mean, Penix under pressure really can't throw a much better ball than that. I mean, that absolutely cannot be dropped. Now it's 3rd and 8. Have Penix for Pitts. Yeah, not on target. Goodness. Look at Bijan one-on-one against the safety. Huge gain for Bijan Robinson. Of course, couldn't find anything after that because, you know, the juke took too much time. Too many players able to get, you know, to Bijan, who doesn't run that well. He's got good speed, but he's not, you know, Jahmyr Gibbs in the open field, speed-wise. Work off play action. I like Pitts here. Couldn't throw it. Hey, man, it seems like Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be up against their #1 corner the entire time. That is just not really a great look for us, but maybe we can get a good route here, and it's going to be picked. All right. Welcome back to Kansas City, L'Jarius Sneed. Seems like everything in this Falcons playbook is so condensed. I want Harrison Jr. out there with a little bit of space. I think we have it there. There's Harrison Jr. making the catch. If we can just make somebody miss after the catch, we could be in such a great position. But those are the type of plays that we need to make. He needs 110 yards. The touchdown, I think we can pretty much force if we get in the right area. The yards could be the difficult part here. And we're going to launch it deep. Harrison Jr. over the top. Makes the catch. No, he didn't. He dropped it. Oh, Marv. Take away the nickname Maserati Marv. It's Mitsubishi right now. Mitsubishi Marv drops another one. Okay, there's Marvin Harrison Jr. Okay, wants to do it this way. Oh, man, maybe shouldn't have attempted the back juke. I cannot believe he dropped that deep over. I think it was a deep post that we just hit right on the money with Penix. Just simply cannot be dropped under any circumstance. Harrison Jr. again. I mean, those crossers, I guess, are going to be the best way to get him the football. And just let him work after the catch in the open field. That's got to be it. Bijan. Ooh. Thought we could juke back and get the touchdown. Not going to happen, but not the worst thing in the world because this does probably set up a Marvin Harrison Jr. touchdown. I don't really like where Pitts is. I think we're going to have Pitts, honestly, try to just get in the way and throw Harrison Jr. underneath. No matter what, that's where the ball's got to go. Okay, way too much congestion. We're going to throw for Drake London, and he can't catch it. I think maybe a hand tipped that, though. I'm not really good with no matter what, clearly. Maybe this time. We know it's zone coverage. Harrison Jr. catches that one. Okay. This is possible. Listen, when I started this video, I didn't think we'd ever be throwing to Marvin Harrison Jr. in Season 1. But here we are, and it might be working. The change of scenery could be exactly what Marvin Harrison Jr. needed. Okay, Penix misfires. If we're not throwing a drag or a shallow cross, we've got no chance. I feel like this is zone defense, though. The safety was creeping up. We take a shot here. We're going to go for Kyle Pitts. That's a beautiful ball, and Pitts can't make the catch. Looked better than it was, maybe, on the throw. Got 3rd and 18. This is a good opportunity to get the ball to number 18. Penix has 101 yards passing. I think all of them are to Michael Penix Jr. However, should nail this chip shot field goal. However, I've tried throwing to other players. Drake London couldn't catch it. Kyle Pitts couldn't catch it. But the Chiefs can't do anything, so it might not even matter. It's 10-0 Atlanta, playing for our 4th win of the year. And, man, playing with the lefty, I'm just not even very good at that either. And righty's not much better, to be fair. Harrison Jr. makes the catch. Tried to throw with anticipation. That might be it. That might be it for Marvin Harrison Jr. He's definitely over 100. I think he had 94 yards prior to that catch. So that's, I mean, so close if he's not there already. And we just keep getting sacked. I mean, play action is a disaster in this game. Screen. There's Bijan. One-on-one. Oh, Bijan Robinson. Getting real close. We could actually consider going for it here. We're up 10-0. It's 4th and short. Do we leave the offense on the field? I think we do. I want Harrison Jr. working a little bit of a mesh here. I don't love anything. Bijan drops it. Everybody drops it. Jaden Kennedy in coverage. Kansas City finally on the board. We're somehow going to end up losing this game. Let's get it to Bijan. We're going to run right. A little bit of space there. We'll take that. Harrison Jr. is so close. All right, he's got 8 for 114 now. I think he is actually over. I think we needed the 110 number. Bijan Robinson, are you kidding me? That's a beautiful run. We don't need to take a play-action shot here, but could be fun. It's almost certainly going to be a really terrible idea. Good blitz pickup. We maybe had London. We're going for Marv. That's a first down. Maybe we had it. I didn't trust it. We'll take the 3 instead. Going up by 6 here. Still a 1-possession game, and our defense has fallen apart, and the Chiefs take the lead. There's Bijan, open field. X Factor starting to activate. Let's go. Field goal wins the game. And Bijan dropped for a loss. I want to get in more firm field goal position if we're going to win this game. We're close, though. We're on the 38. It's 2nd and 14. Chiefs really could consider using some of their timeouts here. Going back to Bijan. That's a great adjustment. What a catch by Bijan Robinson. And that first down could win us the game. Chiefs forced to use their first timeout. And they're going to be forced to use all of them. And we're going to get the clock down to about 20 seconds. Kick the game winner. Chip shot to win it. Oh, don't block this. Don't block this. Okay, that was way too close. It's roughing the kicker. We're going to decline that. Definitely do not want to take that again. We're going to take the win, though. Big win over Kansas City. Doesn't matter how much you win by, just matters that you do. 16-14, led by Marvin Harrison Jr. And Marv has increased his development trait to what? I'm very curious about it. Superstar Dev. London and Harrison Jr., even the size is going to be tough to cover. I mean, we know Drake London's big, but Harrison Jr. is still 6'3", 220. He might not even be 220 anymore. I don't know if you've seen any of him in training camp. He looks more like a linebacker. Not sure that's what he needed to do in the offseason. Definitely does look stronger, though. And we got a nice little group going into year 2. Not that, this season's over, but we're 4-6. I guess we've won back-to-back. There's still a chance to make a bit of a run. Really got so many controversial opinions with this team. I like Kevin Stefanski as a coach. I mean, I guess we'll see what happens with that, but I do. We would finish, not in the playoffs because there's no way we got a first round bye, 6-11. Not amazing. What is amazing is Matthew Stafford throwing for 5,635 yards. If you're like, is that a record? Well, I will show you that, yeah, it is. That's insane. Especially in today's modern NFL, where teams really try to limit explosive passing plays over the top, running a lot more too high coverages. We've talked about that a lot on the channel. Penix completed 52% of his passes, 19 touchdowns, 10 picks. It could be worse on the touchdown interception ratio. We have 2,400 passing yards. Bijan, I mean, that's a good year. 1,300 yards, 4.8 per carry is great. 8 touchdowns. Very, very solid numbers. And Marvin Harrison Jr., between a couple of teams, had a very good year. 1,200 yards, 4 touchdowns, 938 for London, 9 touchdowns for London as well. And then defensively, a lot of TFL. Zach Harrison had 20, 17 for Jalen Walker, 15 for James Pierce, 12 for Harris, 10 for Dorless. Sack production wasn't like all that bad as a team, but overall, not really any particularly high numbers. 7 sacks for Pierce, 10 for Jalen Walker, 5 picks for Jesse Bates, 3 for Terrell, or AJ Terrell, 2 for Mike Hughes, 1 for Xavier Watts, 0 for the rookie Avion Terrell. But our offense, as you can see, was not good. 31st in the league. The defense actually played okay. Our big, not amazing, like 24th in points per game allowed is bad, but the offense was so bad. And we're an 87 overall offense. It's clearly a quarterback that's going to take us over the top, which could mean that Michael Penix Jr. is gone. I think next year, when we're really more competitive, I'll turn on auto upgrading during the season. But for right now, I actually like our potential heading into next year. We know some obvious things that we need to work on. But overall, I saw enough encouraging things to be excited about 2027. Matthew Stafford wins MVP. The Bengals and Eagles will square off in the Super Bowl. 2 teams that had never won it about 10 years ago. And then since then, the Bengals played in one and lost one. The Eagles obviously have won 2 on quite a roll. And we'll see if they land their 3rd. And they did, 24-7, defeating the Bengals on the back of an MVP performance from new Eagle Jonathan Grenard. Stafford wins league MVP. Jesse Minter, Coach of the Year. Puka Nacua and Zach Bond are your Players of the Year. And then Rookies of the Year, Casey Concepcion and Gabe Akis. I kind of forgot the Patriots drafted him. But nothing really to talk about for the Falcons. I mean, Avion Terrell didn't produce enough. And we've got some decisions to make. I mean, Layden Robinson can go test free agency. Sidney Brown can go test free agency. And Michael Penix Jr., I mean, we're not going to pick up the 5th-year option for him. It's too expensive for a player I really don't want to have around. I don't really want to franchise tag Christian Harris. So I'd like to just find another way to bring him back, because he's suddenly quite valuable to me. He has superstar development. He's 26 years old. And with Madden 27, you just can't negotiate a contract whenever you want, which seems really stupid. And I think it seems that way because it is. We can franchise tag him. These are our options. I guess we are beyond negotiation. So we can hit him with a franchise tag. It's not that bad, honestly. 14 mil. Non-exclusive franchise tag might be the way, or we can let him walk. Now, the non-exclusive franchise tag is more expensive. However, if he does sign elsewhere, we get 2 first-round picks back, which would be fantastic. It's just not going to happen. I don't think anyone is going to be paying Christian Harris $18 million. So financially, it makes more sense for us to hit him with the exclusive franchise tag. Very expensive, but if he can take another step up now that he has superstar development, I want to make it quite clear, I am paying for the development trait. We can work out an extension next year, probably something like 2 years, and then, figure it out then. Brian Branch has made it to free agency. Doesn't really fit for us, but, you know, is awesome. Now, Joey Porter got hit with the transition tag. DJ Turner as well. And Drake London has lost superstar development. Wow. Okay, that seems crazy. Jake Matthews has dropped from an 89 to an 86 overall as he regresses due to age. And then defensively, I mean, none of the rookies have a face, which is frightening. Yeah, we could use a boundary corner. Safety is clearly not a need. I want Terrell in the slot. So Turner does make sense to me. And then I feel like we can draft interior defensive line. I thought there were some good linebackers available in this class as well. But Turner could make a ton of sense. At defensive tackle, I mean, Ed Oliver is really our best option. I think we should probably try and sign a linebacker. TJ Edwards is the best option. Yeah, I think that makes sense to at least offer him. And I'll overpay. We have $95 million in cap space. I'll give him 2 years, $4 million per year, $6.5 million in bonus. That's an extremely reasonable offer. And I can take it up a ton. He's confident, stoic, disciplined, overly competitive, and strategic. I mean, I'm just going to give him more money. We'll structure it a bit differently. Plus 8% on the bonus, minus 4% on the salary. I'm really pretty comfortable paying TJ Edwards pretty much whatever. What if I reduce the salary and guaranteed a year? Yeah, I think we can do that. I mean, I'll keep giving him more bonus, less salary. We have the money. I'm really not too mad about it. The salary can keep going down. I could guarantee both years, though. So he could be all about that. Let's reduce the salary by 3% and guarantee the extra year. And we will... I don't really want to give him a $2 million bonus at this stage. We'll bump the salary back up, and that should be good enough to sign him, to be honest. There may be other offers coming in, Broncos, Lions, and Cardinals. I think we're in a good spot there. I will say, it's incredibly tough to sign free agents in this year's game, in my experience. They just usually don't choose you. So that's about the offer I can make. Joey Porter Jr. makes a ton of sense. But DJ Turner has a lot less interest. Although a lot less interest, I will say, man, Kobe Durant's already 29. No way, man. I feel like he was a rookie like 2 years ago. I guess obviously it would have been 4 years ago at this point. And he was probably an older rookie anyway, because he was coming out of, like, yeah, South Carolina State. But that's crazy. Decent corner here out of Texas, Darrell Cross. Actually looks like he could be very good for a day 3 player. But I think it is probably worth it to go ahead and get one of these corners in free agency. So we're going to offer DJ Turner for sure. It's been decided, and I will increase the money. So the yearly salary, you can see what he's looking for. We're going to raise that up. $10.5 mil, 3 years, $18 million bonus. I will guarantee 2 of the years, and we're already in a good spot here. 75% interest, 76% patience. Increase the base salary by $1 million, and he's going to be close here. I mean, we can just keep bumping the money up. At this point, I'm comfortable paying. And it's a 3-year deal. He's 26. I would take it until he's 30 years old. We're still guaranteeing the 2 years. That moves the interest up to 100%. And it's just us and Indianapolis. Even with the transition tag, I mean, the Bengals clearly making some effort to keep him. But I like where this has landed for us. There are some other players we could offer here, but I don't think anyone that actually really makes sense for us with the current offers on the board. Obviously, things could change, but let's go ahead and advance to the next hour. And players are off the board. Brian Branch to Tampa. Sam Laporta is a Bengal. It's a big upgrade for them. Joey Porter just seems like a Seahawk, to be fair. Big-bodied, kind of like physical corner. DeAndre Swift to the Commanders. DJ Turner to the Colts. Did we get anybody? TJ Edwards out to Arizona. So no, we have not yet signed anybody. Cam Taylor Britt, maybe? It's not a bad pivot. 2 years, guarantee one of them. Yearly salary 9 mil, bonus 16 mil. I can up the salary by 15%, add a $1 million bonus. I think Cam Taylor-Britt will be a Falcon. I think that's going to happen. I really do want a linebacker, but, I mean, who's it going to be? Willie Gay, who's already 29? Zaire Franklin? Like, the options are just really not great. And if we're going to sign Willie Gay, he's looking for a contract I'm not looking to offer him. There's no room for development there. It's just not going to happen. And we have a targeted guy. Is he signed? Cam Taylor-Britt is a Falcon. I think that's a nice deal for us. I really do. If you look at his contract, this is maybe the weirdest way to get to it, but if you look at his contract, 2 years, total salary of 20 mil, signing bonus of 17. Yeah, the cap hit is over 10 million, but not really too bad for us. It's a big upgrade at CB2. We can play Avion Terrell in the slot. We've got 3 really good corners. We've got 2 fantastic safeties, and then we have the draft to get better. So it's disappointing to not land DJ Turner or TJ Edwards, but it could be a lot worse. We will need a kicker. We have our punter in Jake Bailey. Hayball, I don't know who that is, but we probably will draft a kicker. There's a decent looking one, so that's on the table. I've added a bunch of players to my favorites list in scouting. Quarterback is really, really strange, so I'm not exactly sure what the approach is going to be. I mean, you can see Brendan Fox is a round 2 to 3 talent. Not super excited about that. Ben Rodriguez, round 3 to 4 talent. Morgan Crockett, round 3 to 4 talent. I do have some players on the board. Melvin McPherson comes back as a UDFA talent, but the accuracy didn't look too bad. Athletically, about middle of the pack, but a throw on the run, 6'4", 221. Factoring in that he is a Penn State quarterback, though, I do get the true talent. So we have the number 5 overall pick in the draft. I don't know how stacked this draft class is. There's 1 quarterback expected to go ahead of us. He looks pretty good for a round 2 to 3 talent. Maybe the draft class is just stacked. But A for every accuracy and throw under pressure and good throw power. Man, I don't get how he's so bad. The thing is, it's a quarterback. That position is weighted a bit differently. So he could actually be like a 75 overall, and that's really good for us, potentially, if the dev trait is good. Brandon Pryor, I don't know if he can hit the broadside of a barn. Accuracy is just horrendous. I mean, I came in really wanting a quarterback, and the options are not super encouraging. NFL draft time. We need to make a decision on the quarterback. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Obviously, the metrics don't look great. Round 2 to 3 talent just doesn't look great. I get that. But in terms of the potential, could Brendan Fox be what we're looking for? Maybe so. I mean, I really like the accuracy. It's tough to ignore that. Throw on the run's not great. Not sure he's going to be, much of an improviser. Awareness is bad, and maybe that means bad dev trait. I don't know. And I think the biggest thing that's going to stop me from trading up is the fact that I would need to trade up, if that makes sense. If we stayed where we were and drafted him, okay, that's fine, probably. But to give up capital to move up for a player that's not even a talent within 2 rounds, really, probably just not the right call. And there are players I like in this draft still. A lot of them are down the board a bit more. I mean, there's a couple receivers we could consider drafting. There's an edge rusher for sure. We don't really need that. The best player, I think, for me is Dave Rudd, who is, a round 3 to 4 guy who's really a lot better than that and is a pretty good athlete. I mean, we need linebacker, but it's just not a wise decision to take that type of a player at number 5. So what we're going to do is my favorite. We're going to trade down. I will say Alan Holloman really intrigues me. Elite agility, change of direction, and speed. He ran 4.26 at his pro day. A pursuit, A tackle, B block shed at 6'2", 202. It's a very interesting archetype of player. He's a zone archetype, which leads me to believe that B to D zone coverage is probably closer to B. He's the fastest player in the draft. There are some other guys that ran quite well. Typically, you'll get a lot faster times than this nowadays in the real draft. I do have Trendon Moore starred here. 6'1", 224, elusive back out of Cincy. A carrying, B ball carrier vision. I mean, he ran 4.28 at his pro day with great strength, great agility. Very interesting back. Obviously not a fit for us, but again, an intriguing player, no doubt. And if the safety Holloman was a little bit heavier, I might make an argument that he could play linebacker, but I can't really at 200 pounds. It's going to be a rare in-division trade, but I'm going to let the Bucs trade up from 30 to 5. It's going to cost 3 total first-round picks to do it. And as we get better, hopefully the Bucs get worse. They have jumped all the way up to the number 5 pick in the draft. We've dropped to 30. And, I mean, you have seen a somewhat similar trade in recent history. Did not work out well for the team trading down. Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, I think in his first year with the Vikings, traded down from like 10, 11, 12, something in that range, to the back end of the first round. The Lions moved up, took Jamison Williams. The Vikings ended up with Lewis Cine. Not great. And we're here at number 30. There are a couple players that I like, but again, no one that's an absolute can't-miss, gotta-have player. And the more that I look at him, the more intrigued I am. Velvario Bush, crazy name. The more intrigued I am by Alan Holloman. Again, I know we don't need strong safety, and he doesn't have good man coverage, so it's not like he'd be playing corner, but it's an intriguing player. It's like, it's tough to turn down that type of athleticism, especially when there's like not really anybody else that seems amazing. I mean, Morgan Crockett with our next pick could be good. I mean, rocket arm, maybe good dev trait, worth starting and developing. I don't know. Just for trading down 2 spots, the Eagles will give us a 3rd next year, the year after that, and 2 7s. I'm going to do that very easily. That is a no-brainer trade to make. And we are back on the clock at 32. Josh Spencer's off the board. Looked like a sick guard just went. Esteban Vega might be the best player in the draft. It's kind of how that goes sometimes. Ben Montgomery is an exceptional athlete that has just moderately good tackling and block shedding, like moderately good linebacker things to have. But it might end up being the pick. It's either that or a strong safety we don't really need. So we, I think, might take our first player in this draft here at number 32, which is right where we want to be. It's like we won the Super Bowl, right? Wrong. We're going to go Ben Montgomery. Could have traded down again, but that's going to be my pick. He's ranked number 83. We got him at 32. Doesn't really seem like a B-plus type of draft pick. He does have hidden dev, 89 speed, 91 acceleration, 86 agility, 86 jumping. That's a lot to build around. A lot to build around. Just a bit of a developmental player. But a pursuit, that's something. Our next pick comes in at number 37. If the safety's still available, I might pull the trigger on that just because he could be good at something. I mean, he's not a bad player. A tackle is intriguing. Unreal elite athleticism is tough to pass on. I'm going to pull the trigger on Alan Holloman here at 37. We'll see what we have. He's a top 10 player. Number 8 in the draft, got him at 37. Speed, speed, speed. Rangy and effective in zone coverage. Willing, dependable tackler. Hidden dev, 95 speed, 93 change of direction, 94 agility, 92 acceleration. What is he going to do for us? I don't really know. Looks like I got drafted. Oh, can I move over here? Close. Oh, there we go. It's something, right? That's just a really intriguing player. Kind of had to pull the trigger there. And, I mean, hopefully the linebacker I wanted is not off the board now. Morgan Crockett, the QB, is still there. And Rudd is still available. I like Major Webb too. Looks well balanced, 6 foot 245. Also quite a good athlete, well-rounded. We know we need linebacker, but I think we're about to figure that out. Our next pick is not far after this, though. So this is 63, and we have 69, and then 101. We do need defensive tackle. I haven't really looked at that as a possibility in this range, but I do have some undrafted defensive tackles that I tagged that I thought could be fairly good. Like, I think Jerome Price looks pretty good. Ooh, Jimmy Gomez could be a name to look at. Elite speed, elite change of direction. Kind of just good at everything. I was going to say, like, you know, jack of all trades, master of none, but he's a master freak athlete. Ran 4.63 at his pro day at 304 pounds. And might be going off the board pretty soon. So we might want to consider drafting him, but I'm going to go Dave Rudd here. 6'4", 241 out of Clemson. A tackle, C zone coverage, B pursuit, B block shed. Not as good of an athlete as everybody else, but better at the linebacker things. So he's going to be our pick. Ranked number 42, got him at 63. Possesses good speed for a linebacker. High football IQ routinely on display, and consistent tackler. Only normal development. So which linebacker would you prefer? The one who's better right away? That's a worse athlete and normal dev, or the better athlete with a better dev trait that is better right away? It's an interesting conversation. The quarterback I was considering is off the board. Goes to the Dolphins at 66. But probably a waste of a pick for us anyway. We can take a developmental guy down the board. But I think at this stage, I've got to take a chance on Jimmy Gomez, knowing we need defensive tackle, knowing he's an exceptional athlete. He's ranked at number 143. We got him at 69. A really up and down draft here. Effective at shedding blocks in the run game. Possesses devastating bull rush to create interior pressure. I like the word devastating for a defensive tackle. Good football IQ. Normal dev. Yeah, kind of good at everything. I mean, 84 speed's crazy, but without the good dev trait, I'm less excited. So most of the players I still have left on the board are undrafted caliber players. Chris Fisher skipped the combine. All right. I think I'm going to go with the corner. Darrell Cross out of Texas. B-man, B-zone, C-press. Elite jumping, great speed. Ran 4.29 at his pro day. I mean, the value here seems absurd. This is not the type of player that goes day 3. Ranked number 29. We got him at 101. Consistently shows high-level instincts. Sticky and man coverage. Displays good knowledge of zone concepts. Hidden dev, 93 speed. 91 acceleration, 90 agility, 89 change of direction, 93 jumping. A 6'2 corner at 204 pounds at a Texas DBU, hook him, who runs in the 4.2s at his pro day is just not going to be a late day 3 pick. They're just not going to be. They will go, they're at the round 2 type of player, I think, probably at worst. Unless there's a major injury concern, which may be. And we're just going to start taking good players off the board. We have Apple CEO Tim Cook. We're going to go Gabe Dixon here. Gabe Dixon is our pick. Ranked number 37, got him at 126. We knew he was around 1 to 2 talent. He's just purely a slot receiver. Will be our 4th guy. Normal dev really does not surprise me. Decent athlete, though. I mean, you really can't go wrong with either of these UDFA defensive tackles. They're just insane. We'll start with Mac Huff. He is ranked number 50. We got him at 133. Shows good strength at point of attack. Uses active hands to easily shed blocks. Routinely converts leverage into power when rushing the passer. Only normal dev, but 88 strength, 82 speed, 82 acceleration. Not bad. And hopefully we get another chance to draft the other UDFA projected nose tackle. And we will. It's Jerome Price. A, finesse moves, B, power moves, C, block shed and tackle. But another like super elite athlete for the size. Ranked at number 181, got him at 165. Also normal dev and not quite the same level of athleticism. A, finesse moves, though, but may not even make the team. And I think Morgan Hopkins was the center I was about to draft. Maybe not. No, that one is still available. Yeah, we'll go Juan Fowler here. A, pass block. It's like tough to find that. Ranked number 313, but if they can be an elite pass blocking backup center, I'm in. 85 strength, hidden development. What more can you ask for? Our final pick is going to be number 210. As Jalen Carter goes off the board. Wow, look at the Steelers, dude. Incredible value. I knew the draft fall would be big after the, well, I don't want to, whatever. After the whatever, but we'll go Tim Cook here out of Rutgers. Shout out Rutgers Dynasty. Ranked number 3 in the draft. Got him at 210. More college football to come on the channel, by the way, in case you guys were concerned about that. 91 kick power, hidden dev. I mean, it's a top 5 player that we landed at 210 in the draft. So that seems pretty good. But again, a very, very up and down draft. Do we go after Darrell Bennett here? Yeah, I think we absolutely do. I mean, if he makes the team over a defensive tackle we drafted, that's a win. Hoping for a very good development trait. Give you $1 million, and I'll move the bonus up significantly because there is potential here. We have the money, and I will fully guarantee the year. That should be an insta sign. I'll plus 12% of the bonus at 60 extra K, which should be pretty big. We need to actually win one of these for once. Gonna take a similar chance on a linebacker, Jackson Green, out of Temple. He's got decent overall athleticism. And again, we're taking a chance on the dev trait. If we can get lucky with hidden dev, they're guaranteed to make the team. And, I mean, I might even push it up more. I will fully guarantee the year again. Now, they are accountable, reserved, disciplined. I'll pitch the long-term vision here, which that we're going to be good. And we'll raise the salary by an extra 80K. Boom. I mean, Leonard Webb looks kind of sick, by the way. 85 speed, 91 acceleration. The tackling kind of concerns me. But we need linebackers so badly that, again, it's worth the chance here. I'm just not going to fully guarantee this one, that's for sure. All right, let's see what happens here. Let's see how it goes. Leonard Webb, normal dev, headed to Denver. How do we do at the top here? A lot of hidden dev here. Jackson Green goes to Jacksonville. I guess that's fitting. And we did get Darrell Bennett. Only normal development for him, though. And that is going to be the end of our free agency frenzy for the undrafted rookies. Draft recap, as I said, very up and down. Ben Montgomery, our first pick, was a 72 overall. And Alan Holloman was a 79. 74 for Dave Rudd, 68 for Jimmy Gomez, 75 for Cross, 75 for Gabe Dixon, 74 for Mac Huff, 66 for Jerome Price, and 62 for Juan Fowler, before jumping back up to 81 overall with Tim Cook, who definitely paid to just have him in the game. It kind of even looks like him. The number 1 player in the draft is a safety, Quinton Thigpen. This is your 99 hit power USC strong safety build from a year ago. Although zone coverage is not too bad. 87 speed, 95 excel, 99 hit power here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you'd say generational talent, but 85 overall is really good with 99 hit power. And I would say highly likely superstar X Factor. And that is what it is. I mean, this class was loaded with high overalls. Dwayne Chamberlain is an 81 overall D tackle that went beyond our pick. We could have had him if we wanted. And he's sensitive. What a sweet and gentle soul at 6'4", 297 pounds. Looks pretty sick. And I mean, the entire top of the class. I mean, I'm not even going to lie. This might be the best I've seen. 81 overall for McBride. 80 for Evan Hyde. 80 for Taylor Saucedo. Who is that an MLB reliever? I mean, the draft class was just insanity. Brendan Fox was a 73 overall with hidden dev. Accuracy is good. Throw power is 90. I mean, that's such an interesting build. 5'11 as well. I mean, I guess you're hoping it's Drew Brees. Will it be Drew Brees? Unlikely. Does have star dev, though. Nothing, special there. Ben Rodriguez was a 70 overall with 87 speed. Morgan Crockett was a 69 overall I mean, is there anybody I really consider drafting here? Yeah, not really, man. The QB class was like all-time terrible. +6 medium route running is a crazy upgrade for Marvin Harrison Jr. Takes it up into the 90s. Deep route running leaves a bit to be desired, but he's going to get upgraded as a deep threat. Or maybe not now that he's a slot archetype after that big boost. But he's up to an 86 overall, 88 overall with morale. We've done training camp, got some upgrades. Still for the entire defense, really. Michael Penix is really one of the more intriguing options. Up to an 80 overall. The deep accuracy is still abysmal. Awareness is really bad. But 80 overall, I feel like could be a reasonable starter for us. So I guess it's still pro Michael Penix season for a little while longer. If he has a big season, maybe there's not even a reason to draft a quarterback next year anyway. So we'll see what happens with that. Oh, I thought the rookie ended up with superstar dev, but it was just still Christian Harris. We saw JD Bertrand with a star. Doesn't really move me at all, but it is true. I actually came up with a strategy about how James Pierce can get gold in this drill. Instead of Michael Penix at quarterback, so I'm getting the team in ship shape in case there's some type of water voyage on the way. I don't know. Seems unlikely. Probably going to play football games, but in case we need to trek across the globe, circumnavigate, whatever that means. Or circumcise the globe, something. We got Alan Holloman at sub linebacker. A little light, but as a sub package player, that could work. Christian Harris and then the rookie Ben Montgomery. Not to be confused with baseball player Benny Montgomery, who I want to say retired randomly before he even debuted or something. I don't know. I'm not an expert. That's a different channel. I don't know what's happening. We were going to start the rookie, Dave Rudd, at linebacker. Reminds me of Barrett Ruud. Remember for the Bucks? You don't? He was really good for a year or two in like 2007, 2008-ish. 2010 maybe at latest. Barrett Ruud was a beast for the Bucks. We got Dave Rudd. Not quite the same. Sounds like an alternative musician. But I like the team for this upcoming season. I still question the quarterback. Penix just very inaccurate downfield. If we're going to pass to some of our players down the field, we're going to have a problem. We're going to speak with Cross. We just drafted you. I know you want to start right away. You're going to play, though. I'll give you a steady roll. I think you can probably play 200 downs. I might expect 300 as well. And I'll tell you, it's not hard to get to that. Right? Like, if you start for a game, you're getting 50-ish snaps. So if you're, 50 shy to week 15, it's pretty doable to get there. But this will be the team going into season number 2. Looks mostly the same, except this season we start with Marvin Harrison Jr. on offense. And defensively, obviously very different. The interior D-line is still really bad, yet we invested big in the secondary, which was the strength of the team. That seems like an interesting draft strategy, but we didn't know that Cross was going to be so good. We didn't know that we were even going to draft Holloman, who seems like he could be an absolute beast. The interior D-line obviously needs work, but we got some young players in there that could make an instant impact, and it could be good pieces to develop long-term anyway, even if they don't make an instant impact. Still another free agency coming up, still another draft. Rome wasn't built in a day, as they say. There is a quarterback as the number 1 player, and 3 in the top 5, 4 in the top 10. However, in region breakdown, quarterback not a strength of the class. It is a strength of the West and the Northeast. I mean, we're still going to take a big look at QB. Guaranteed. Ooh, 2-5 at the midseason mark. Not good. Offense is still incapable of scoring. Bijan's having a phenomenal year. 5 yards per carry, over 600 rushing yards already in just 7 games. Very good. Very good. However, our passing offense is really bad, and we can't score. We're running the ball so well, we can't score. It's crazy. Opponents' points per game is 24. Not awful, not terrible, about middle of the pack this year. we're just not scoring enough. And we don't really even have any expiring contracts either. I don't really feel like buying or selling at the deadline here. So we're just going to stay put. We're 2-5, but I actually think the team's got the potential to be a lot better than that. I think we're going to finish closer to 8 wins this year than, you know, we finished with, what, 6 wins last year? I guess 6 is kind of close to 8, but it's only one number in between them. But it's a big difference in the NFL. I think we can win 8 games, and I simulated past the scouting focus, so we missed that opportunity. On the ball as always, and we would not make the playoffs. We did finish 8-9 though, as you can barely see if you squint underneath Atlanta Falcons on the far left. 8-9. I mean, this is a very NFC South year. We were in position to make the playoffs. Had a pretty good second half, all things considered. I mean, we started out not playing especially well, 2-5. Not great. 4 straight losses to start the year, too, after the Commanders win. I guess which is not really to start the year. And then, yeah, we're just overall better post-deadline. Lost 4 games from that point onward, but close losses. 35-38, 34-37. We win either of those games, we're in the playoffs, we win the division. And Michael Penix is starting to show some life. Over 4,000 yards passing in his full season as the full starter. 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Bijan, 1,500 yards, about 5 per carry, 16 touchdowns. Very, very nice. Brian Robinson was a very dependable backup as Drake London led the team in receiving yards and touchdowns with 11 scores. Marvin Harrison Jr., 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. Kyle Pitts had a pretty typical Kyle Pitts season. Zach Branch was a fine 4th option in the offense. And then defensively, 17 TFLs for the rookie Matt Huff is great. 13 for James Pierce and Brandon Dorless. 12 for Jalen Walker, who had 9 sacks. Although 14 from James Pierce would lead the team. Interceptions, 4 for Bates and Terrell. 3 for Watts and 1 for Cam Taylor-Britt. Only our starters had interceptions in the secondary. Nobody else in the entire team had 1. But this was a good development year. Now we just need to start competing a bit better. We end up with the 13th most points per game and the 12th most points per game allowed. In the grand scheme of things, you figure 7 teams make the playoffs from each league or each conference. You know, we were as good as a playoff team. We just didn't happen to make it. But next year, season 3, gonna be a different story. Little Giants-Patriots Super Bowl rematch. The Patriots may finally be able to get it done, although the Giants went 11-6. We're going to be in that game next year. And you know what? While we're at it, as the Patriots win the Super Bowl, give me a Super Bowl rematch. I don't know if you guys remember, as Falcons fans, but the Falcons and Patriots actually have played in the Super Bowl before. Now, in this one, the Patriots win 17-10. Actually, not far off what the last Giants Super Bowl was against the Patriots. 21-17 in the last one, and 17-14 in the 2007 one. Gabe Akis is Super Bowl MVP. Zach Bond keeps winning Defensive Player of the Year. They can say playbooks don't have a huge impact anymore. It just simply can't be true. You know how I know? Because Zach Bond puts up like 20 sacks a year, is consistently where he is. Zach Bond's a very good player. He's not a pass rusher. Yet, for whatever reason, in the Eagles' playbook or defensive scheme here in Madden, he's surely playing off the edge. Yeah, he's their rush left end. And clearly, power and finesse moves don't really matter. How does he continue to put up these numbers? Is it speed related? He's got 89 speed, 86 acceleration. Is it Eagles' playbook related? That sounds about right. Because Zach Bond, who in his career has fewer than 10 sacks, or I guess 10 sacks in total now, in 2026 puts up 15 and then puts up 19 and a half in 2027. It's just stupid. Do we want to pick up 5th-year options for James Pierce Jr. and Jalen Walker? We do. They seem like different types of characters, but still both can play football. That's all we care about. Like, should we try Christian Harris at rush end and just see what happens? In Eagles playbook, probably 20 sacks. He's up to a 79 overall. I'm going to slap the non-exclusive franchise tag on him. It's expensive. Still did not manage to work out a new deal with him. What do I look like, FDR? But it's not going to happen. Up to a 79 overall. That's pretty decent. 27 years old. As long as we have the money, paying a quarterback on his rookie deal, and I don't ever intend on giving Michael Penix Jr. an extension. You give Penix an extension, I mean, shit, I think there's a pill for that already. We don't even need to worry about that. Cross, Holloman, star dev, Montgomery, star dev. Still need a linebacker. Still need to improve the interior D-line. If we improve the interior D-line, we are suddenly going to be a very good team. Dorless is out, but it's going to be, I'm sure, Mac Huff, who looks like a great nose tackle, and somebody that we find in the draft that's capable of starting. Free agency is a possibility. I just know it's going to be way more expensive to do that. And you know what? It's a shame we don't need running back because Jahmyr Gibbs is here and would be very good. We actually could consider interior O-line. Kevin Dotson and Longhorn legend Sam Cosmi are here. Sam Cosmi, of course, would have played with Bijan Robinson. And then Matthew Bergeron could kick out to tackle, which is what he played at Syracuse. Jake Matthews is down to an 83 overall. Juwan Taylor is upgradable. We need better depth at tight end. And, man, we still need linebacker. I mean, Christian Harris will be back. I might look to trade one of these corners. And it's probably most likely to be Cam Taylor-Britt. I know we paid him, but doesn't mean we can't trade him. I think he's got 1 year left on the deal. Ooh, Nick Bolton is here. So is Braden Fisk. So is Longhorn legend Poona Ford. Braden Fisk has some serious interest. It's an 84 overall, 28 years old. I think I would give him like a 3-year deal. He's looking for a little bit less than that. We can always come down on the years. I'd guarantee 2 of the 3. And I'd move the bonus up to 16 mil. And no, that's it. That's it. I'm not going to guarantee a no trade clause. Although he wants a lot more money than that. And he's contract minded. So we're going to have to give him more money. That's going to be the only way to get that interest up. And I'll tell you, he's still probably not even going to choose us. Patience is down to 6%. I've just got to continue to offer more money, and it's still not going to be enough. 99%. I'm going to have to say we'll increase the salary and add an extra year, and he's out of patience, which means he's likely not going to be a Falcon. What about Nick Bolton? Where does Bolton stand on things? I mean, he's looking for a reasonable amount of money. The total contract value is going to be super big to him. Again, I will guarantee 2 of the 3 years, and he's already pretty much liking the deal. He says otherwise. Contract value is the issue. So we'll throw out the big headline number. Maybe he likes that. Plus 15% on the salary, but we add a void year. So it's just inflated, and I don't think we're ever going to cut him. So we should be totally fine. And Nick Bolton, with interest from the Saints and the Jets, may consider Atlanta instead. Alaric Jackson's already 30. I'm hoping that there's one of those, like, freak 6'7", 2 or 380 pound offensive tackles in free agency, or excuse me, in the draft. If Harris wants to sign elsewhere, I mean, be my guest. I absolutely would be shocked if that were to happen. And the other teams are dropping out. Where are we with the guys we're going after, though? Braden Fisk is a Raider. Nick Bolton is a Falcon, though. So that's big. Rashawn Gary to the Saints. Cam Kinchens to the Jets. Sam Cosmi to the Lions. Obviously, we didn't offer any of those guys. Jahmyr Gibbs is a Steeler. That would be huge. Okay, free agency is over. I think we got better. We, fixed one of our biggest needs. Still need right tackle. Still need another tight end, probably. Could still obviously use another linebacker, but Christian Harris will be back. I mean, that's a given. And then, as I mentioned, Cam Taylor-Britt could be a trade piece. Drafting Darrell Cross really freed us up to be able to move Cam Taylor-Britt. So I think we take advantage of that and send him out. We need either a linebacker or an interior defensive lineman. We'll add him to the trade block and see if we get anything. Otherwise, could work out something manually, but I might wait for the draft in order for that to happen. Although, Christian Harris, offer sheet submitted, and he wants to go to Tampa Bay. So the contract we'd match is 4 years, $23 million. But if we trade Cam Taylor-Britt, we might be able to bring in another linebacker another way. I'm going to decline to match that. And he's going to join the division rival Tampa Bay Bucks. It's kind of interesting because we already have the Bucks pick in 2029 and in 2028, which is the number 7 overall pick. So that trade is already doing a ton for us, and we've got to find out if any quarterback is worth selecting. Walt Fitzsimmons is a round 3 to 4 talent. It's not a great start. Justin Santos is a top 5 talent out of Mizzou. This is Dorial Green-Beckham. I know he ended up being technically Oklahoma. I'll tell you, DGB, not everyone's going to remember Dorial Green-Beckham at this point. He might be one of the best college receivers I've ever seen, which sounds crazy, but at Mizzou, this guy was unreal. And I think we may have found our quarterback of the future, Jeremy Pollard, expected to go at number 11 overall. This is our guy. He looks exactly like the other quarterback, by the way, that we passed on last year, but is just in a different draft class. A top 5 talent as a slot receiver. Dude, this draft class might just suck. That might be what's going on here. Thad Bird. How do we get this guy to be Bijan's backup? I mean, I don't know that it's thunder and lightning. Bijan's not exactly lightning, but it's like thunder and wind. That's pretty cool. Another really good group of receivers. See this pretty common in Madden and really in the NFL. Every receiver draft class seems to be absolutely stacked. I wouldn't mind Desmond Ballard down the board. Seems like a very good option at tight end. And obviously we have a very good one, but we do need a backup still. A lot of decent looking tackles, to be honest. I don't know that we'd be drafting one, in the first, but down the board, absolutely a possibility. I don't see any of the freak type builds at left tackle, which is a little bit disappointing. Ooh, very good pass protector down the board. Those guys are never rated that highly, but I'm telling you, they have the most valuable skill that an offensive lineman can have, which is being able to pass protect. I mean, I really actually quite like the look of a lot of these linebackers. It's just going to be tough to differentiate, which one's actually worth taking. A couple linebackers out of Texas here, Roberto Peralta and Jermaine Brown. Great speed, great acceleration, great strength. A man coverage, a hit power, a tackle. Zone coverage might not be great, but the fact that he does have a man coverage is actually pretty intriguing. Just a lot of these linebackers do look pretty good. It's just tough to, actually know who's going to be. Ooh, UCF strong safety. Is this the new meta? Is he generational? He actually does look quite good. And he's 220 pounds, which I can call him a linebacker. Run support archetype. That's very intriguing. Interestingly enough, Jermaine Brown expected to go in round 1. We pick at 14 and 7. 7 is going to be Jeremy Pollard if he's on the board. And then 14, I think, could very likely be a trade down. And with that, I mean, if we wanted a linebacker, if we wanted this linebacker, probably move down into the mid-20s. And we simulate to number 7. Walt Fitzsimmons is off the board. Ty Reynolds is off the board. Quarterbacks flying off the board, and that trend will continue. Aaron Harper just went off the board, which Was he not the crazy-looking safety from UCF? Yeah, he might have been. I wasn't going to trade up to draft him at number 3, though. Not going to happen. But what I will do is draft the quarterback. We're passing on guys who are for sure higher overalls. Can't worry about that. Jeremy Pollard, 6'1", 227 out of Michigan State. 22 years old. Compact, fast, traditional motion. Does well to avoid sacks by throwing the ball away. Beautiful spiral on all of his passes. He's got A, accuracy across the board. A, throw under pressure. He's not a super great athlete, and the arm strength isn't amazing. But hopefully he's extremely accurate, making this a very nice pickup. He's the number 22 ranked player of the class. Shows great touch on intermediate throws, excellent deep accuracy, and unfazed by pressure. Does have hidden dev. Only 74 speed, 79 acceleration. But I think there's a decent chance he wins the starting quarterback job out of camp. We will simulate to our next pick, which is number 14 overall. And again, the thought here is to move down. Tennessee would move down or move up and give us a first in 2030. I don't hate that. I mean, the Packers would give us a second-round pick, a fourth, and a seventh next year to move down one spot. That's what we're going to do first and foremost. I mean, there's no question about that. And then at number 15, it's essentially the same pick. And it's essentially the same offers. Still getting an offer from Tennessee. That's going to be the one we take. I mean, almost for sure. Oh. 23 from the Rams and a first next year. That actually changes things. That's what we're going to do. Do we think the Rams or Lions will be better? Really no way to know, is what it comes down to. Really no way to know. I'm going to take the offer from the Lions. I feel like it looks better. Get a fifth and a seventh next year and the year after, or this year and next year. So we've really done well to get a lot of picks here. I mean, we've got to look at tackle because we really could upgrade at right tackle. So we could move somebody over. Carl Hunt has elite name potential, but unfortunately, if I say what I want to say, I'm going to get demonetized. Justin Beltran can run. Has a lot of elite traits. Elite change of direction, agility, and acceleration. He's a round one talent. We've got Zach Branch. Kind of seems like a redundant skill set, even though he obviously does look good. Clifton Wagner seems like the tackle to take if we're going to take a tackle. 6'8", 333 out of Ohio State. Is a good overall athlete. Can run block. Can pass block. Could compete to start at right tackle right away. So that's obviously an option. Jose Estrada from TCU has a block shed, a tackle, not much of a pass rusher, but does have elite speed. So there's something to get excited about there. And then, of course, we talked about linebacker earlier. And Jermaine Brown's here and is going to go very soon after this if we don't draft him. Roberto Peralta's here, who also looks quite good. Better cover player, whereas Jermaine Brown is the better run stopper, which is kind of more of what I'm looking for with who we currently have at linebacker. Owen Mooney looks like a very good pass rusher up the middle. Like, that's great value. Round 2 to 3 player, though. But we're getting into the round 2 to 3 range. So if we want him, probably going to need to pull the trigger fairly soon. Saucedo, good run blocker, pass blocking, bit of a question. Our next pick is until 46. And then we have 3 firsts next year. I mean, we could move our 2030 number 5 projected. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to follow the gut. And I am going to take Jermaine Brown. I mean, the pursuit is really questionable, I will say. But I like A tackle, A man, A hit power, B block, should be awareness. But he's not a perfect prospect at all. But we're going to pull the trigger. Jermaine Brown is a Falcon. He's ranked number 13. We got him at 25. 13 was much better than what I was expecting. Shows good speed for a linebacker, high football IQ routinely on display, dependable tackler. He's got hidden dev, 89 speed, 90 acceleration. I'm liking what I'm seeing. And even though there is a defensive tackle that I like, that I think we should be in range for, I don't think he's expected to go round 1 at all. I might consider moving up. You know, honestly, if you could tell me I could take 2 players from any team in the league, yeah, my first choice would be the Cardinals, no doubt. We're taking another player off of him, Walter Nolan, who's actually super fun and good, and is probably on his way to being one of the best interior D linemen in the league. Getting a second-round pick, also trading a future second-round pick, as well as a third this year, and a first in 2030. We know it's projected to be top 5. I don't expect that it will be. So we've added a 24-year-old defensive tackle who is very good. 2 years left on his deal. Superstar dev. Very good athlete. Still developing a bit here as a pass rusher. But plenty of potential. And a huge upgrade. I still imagine I'm about to draft another one. I think linebacker is going to look really good now with Montgomery, Bolton, and Jermaine Brown, who we just drafted. And Jose Estrada goes at 34. Carl Hunt also goes off the board. We still got a ton of options. Clifton Wagner is not a bad idea here as a developmental right tackle, potentially even a starting right tackle. And then Owen Mooney. So I think it's tougher to find tackle. We're going to draft Clifton Wagner right here. He is the number 9 player in the draft. Got him at 36. Played college basketball for 2 years. Highly intelligent blocker. Doesn't panic and pass pro. Hidden dev, 90 strength, 70 speed, 81 acceleration. Has unreal size. He's going to start at right tackle over Jawan Taylor. I mean, that's done. That's a great pickup. And then, dude, I want this other defensive tackle. So we're going to trade up and try to get this Browns pick. Dude, get this. The Browns need a right tackle. I have Jawan Taylor, who I have no interest in paying anymore. I have number 46 overall, but I might be able to get something else back. Would you give me 38 and 55 for Jawan Taylor and 46? No. Well, Jawan Taylor and just the second round pick is going to be enough. I think that's still worth it to us. We no longer have 46. I mean, we still could take Justin Beltran, who we know is a super freak athlete. Could fool you at first glance, but super athlete. We're going to go Owen Mooney out of North Dakota State. A tackle, A finesse moves, B block shed, elite acceleration and agility, elite speed. I think he can actually defend the run fairly well. Like, the B block shed says that he should be able to. And it says he should be able to rush the passer. Ranked number 21, got him at 38, uses active hands to easily shed blocks. Most pass rush wins come from finesse moves. Good instincts to read and diagnose plays. He's got hidden dev, 85 strength. Pretty good, actually. 83 speed, 86 acceleration. He's got A tackle as well. That might be the slam dunk pick of the draft so far. And I still want Desmond Ballard at tight end. Poor acceleration, but elite strength. Looks like a pretty good blocker, but also looks like a decent receiving option. We don't pick again until 94. We have 110 and 142. If I want the tight end, I'm going to have to move up. And I really am not even sure about the range to expect him to go in. We do not have this pick. It just has not updated, which is annoying. I mean, Beltran's still on the board. It scares me because Desmond Ballard is like quite clearly the best tight end available. I've got some other guys on the board that are favorites, but I don't think any of them are particularly good. So if we want a backup tight end, it's really got to be Desmond Ballard. And I think we're going to try to trade with the Steelers. Oh, and the Steelers' top need is tight end. Well, can I have it? I still have 3 firsts next year. Would I give them a first-round pick for my backup tight end? Would not. I would, however, give them a 2 and 2 3s. A 2 next year, a 3 this year, and a 3 in 2030. That's worth it to me because I think the team is really coming together. I know it's very tempting to take Justin Beltran here because he's a first-round talent. And, I mean, the drop-off is fairly significant after that and what we know. But I like the look of Desmond Ballard. I think he's a really solid, well-rounded player. He's ranked number 98. We got him at 47. Who wouldn't want to trade up for that? Soft hands, strong hands make contested catches look easy. Intermediate route running is inconsistent. He does have hidden dev and is a decent enough athlete at 261 pounds. 83 speed and acceleration, 84 agility, 80 change of direction to go with 77 strength. I can't be mad at that at all. I know the overall doesn't look good, but I'm not really worried about that. Thad Bird I just saw go off the board, by the way. That's sad. Ty Leonard looks very good as well. Elite acceleration, great strength. I mean, this is a very good athlete. Honestly, a better athlete than the tackle we took in round 2. And it looks like pretty similar skill-wise. Ty Leonard might be incredible value here. And he's the 35th ranked player in the draft. We got him at 110. High IQ blocker, shows ability to thwart speed moves, very capable run blocker. Hidden dev, 86 acceleration, change of direction and speed are not great. 90 strength. Is this our left tackle of the future? Many are wondering, including me. Let's go Amari Lane here. Day 3 projected player. He's got a tackle. Ranked 123. Got him at 142. Does have hidden dev. Athleticism's not crazy good, but I like a hit power, a tackle. And in the 5th round, it's like, what are you really hoping for? BJ Sheffield. I guess we're hoping for BJ. Round 3 to 4 talent. A kick return, a break tackle, a ball carrier vision. Ranked 113. Got him at 153. Faster on tape. He's got 89 speed, 92 acceleration out of SC State. Yeah, it looks like he is a draftable player. I wish I valued fullback enough. But, I mean, if ever there was a sick fullback, I'm in. But, I mean, I'll tell you, Jamario Sims actually looks decent. He's just so slow. But he is 6'3", 250. We got a damn linebacker in there. And Victor Villarreal is actually even bigger, 6'2", 264. Golly. And then it's just like a million long snappers that went undrafted. There is a punter in here. He's not going to start now, so I can't imagine it'd be worth even offering. And, you know, it might be interesting if you clicked into everybody. You see next to their college says depth filler. I wonder if on the guys with a good dev trait, it would say something like quality backup or project player or something. I'd be curious. And I guess it would probably depend on who you have on the team currently. But maybe that could be a dev trait indicator in some cases. And again, I'm not sure. We're going to simulate here a little bit. Doug Beasley does have hidden dev. Now he has project player. I wonder if it said that before. That says project player too. I didn't even see him at punter. Now the question for me is, did it say project player before or after he was signed? Because Chase Raymond has project player. He's got hidden dev. Whereas Isaiah Cochran has depth filler. Willie Pearson, project player. Might be onto something here. Rashard Winslow, project player. Pat Beal, project player. What about someone with normal dev? Depth filler. Again, I don't know if it said that before or after. That's something to look, at in the future. But if it says project player, they have hidden dev. We are also getting offers for Cam Taylor-Britt. Did not end up trading him in the draft, but we could get Michael Pittman or Kenneth Grant, actually. Emmanuel McNeil-Warren's a fun option. We just don't really need a big-bodied safety right now. Parker Washington. So there are decent offers coming in for him. The only thing I wonder is, okay, do we actually need him? Because he's still a really quality starter. I don't know. It's something to think about. We'll check out the draft recap. Even if we end up trading him, it doesn't have to be right now. Jeremy Pollard is a 76 overall, 91 throw power. Accuracy looks pretty good. I mean, his deep accuracy is already better than Michael Penix, and considerably so. Not quite the same level of athlete. Jermaine Brown is a 77. Again, that is higher than I thought it would be. 89 tackle, 88 hit power. Zone coverage really isn't even too bad. He's got the Rising Star tag, which makes me think it's going to be a good dev trait. Jeremy Pollard has QB of the future. Clifton Wagner, Rising Star. He's a 77 overall. I mean, they're surely not all going to say that. Owen Mooney, Rising Star. 79 finesse moves. That's honestly in starter range. Desmond Ballard has Project Player. I wonder if that means star dev. I mean, we're going to find out, I guess, at some point. Ty Leonard, Project Player, and then didn't really get too much beyond the 5th. I mean, the CPU handled the rest. Carlos Aguirre was on my board. Not a very good player. We'll check out the rest of the draft, see if we missed out on anything especially good. And we kind of did, but as I mentioned, the draft class just wasn't that good. Justin Santos, top 5 talent, number 2 overall player in the draft, tied for it, 78 overall. Spillman, same deal. Julian Harmon is a 78. I think we actually crushed it. DeAndre Crawford, 78. Look at this. Jermaine Brown was the 3rd highest overall player that you could even draft. And, I mean, Saucedo's a 77 too. But we're right there for everybody that we drafted. Brown's a 77, right? We know that Justin Beltran's pretty good. Clifton Wagner, 77. Owen Mooney's a 76. Jeremy Pollard, 76. We crushed the draft. Of the players that were available, as the Chargers landed Tomlinson, we really could not have done much better, especially when you factor in where these players were drafted. Yes, we had 2 first-round picks, but to get these 2 guys in the 2nd, Ty Leonard in the 4th, unreal. I mean, if that doesn't tell you everything you need to know about Bijan Robinson, I don't know what will. How is that possibly a touchdown? Marvin Harrison Jr. is now a superstar X Factor. The change of scenery is really working out so far. Clifton Wagner is going to be our offensive lineman that we use in training camp. And again, he's going to slide over to right tackle and immediately start. Falcons lost Darnell Mooney. He's a giant now in real life. So we got his brother from another mother, maybe. I think he's going to end up being a really nice player for us. Only a 76 overall to start, which it's actually pretty good, especially considering where we drafted him. But yeah, he should be a beast. The fact that the pass rushing's so good already, he's already going to be like the default starter as one of the rush T tackles. And it's not really a stretch to just play him over Brandon Dorless. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so this looks like the team for season number 3. I mean, Penix is up to an 85 overall, which is interesting. He's really an 83, but morale's boosting him. I kind of want to go with the QB of the future. And I think because he's got the QB of the future tag, because he's already more accurate, it's just getting awareness up. And that's going to happen over time. I think Jeremy Pollard is the quarterback of the future. We've got 3 great receivers. We have a phenomenal running back. The offensive line is in a good spot. We've actually managed to upgrade over Jawan Taylor with the rookie. And then defensively, Jermaine Brown needs to play. I'm just trying to figure out how. I like the athleticism of Ben Montgomery. I think he's just a worse overall linebacker. I'm going to move him to Sam, I think. And it's just Sam linebacker doesn't really play as much for some reason. So we'll put Jermaine Brown as our weak side linebacker. And now our linebacking core actually looks pretty good. Brown's even a 79 overall there. And I really do want him as sub linebacker, but if Holloman's an 82 overall there, that makes his draft pick absolutely worth it. He's pretty good in the box. Block shedding's a bit low, but he's pretty good in the box, has exceptional speed, and it's not like he's going to be an every down player at linebacker, just as a sub-package player. Defensively, we are looking solid. There is a big problem, though, I have not filled you guys in on. And you'll notice that AJ Terrell is nowhere to be found. He's currently holding out due to a contract standoff. So We pretty much, if we want AJ Terrell to play, we've got to give him an extension. And I'm comfortable doing so. AJ Terrell's awesome. We're a competitive team. Losing him would be devastating. So I'll move the bonus. I mean, 10 mil is honestly light, probably. I'll make it 12 mil. And a real bonus for AJ Terrell is probably somewhere in the $30 million range. So this is actually incredible value. But who knows if he's even going to look to accept something like this. Yeah, he is not even close. So we've just got to keep pushing money until AJ Terrell's interested in playing. Potential questions surrounding deal between Falcons and AJ Terrell. It's not ideal. It's not good at all, but I'm in, dude. So we're going to have to publicly reaffirm the commitment to AJ Terrell to try to get him a little bit more comfortable. But I am still very comfortable giving him way more money. So we came in a little bit low because I didn't want to, overpromise for something he would sign at a lower rate. So I continually need to give him more money. He says he doesn't care about headlines. You care about money? Here's some more money. Plus 10% salary. But patience is down to 2%. I don't know that we're going to be able to work out a deal here. Hopefully we can before the season starts. I will add a $2 million bonus. That should get him up to 92%. And again, I will increase the salary in about a year, but he's already done negotiating. So maybe it's a good thing we did not trade Cam Taylor-Britt yet. And I still don't know that we're going to. Still working on that. Back to negotiating with AJ Terrell. So this is coming together nice. Just need to tighten up the number, and we've got something, which we can do. We're going to increase the bonus by $500K, but take down the salary slightly. And AJ Terrell is back, or extended. He never left technically, but he was holding out, which took him off of our lineup. So I'm glad AJ Terrell is going to be back and playing for us. It really makes cornerback look a lot better. I still think we could trade Britt and rock both of the Terrell brothers and Cross, but we'll keep it as is for now. Okay, so this will be the team. Brandon Dorless is probably not even going to make the team, to be honest. He's expected to be one of our final cuts. And yeah, that is probably going to happen. I think this is a playoff team. I really do. Why isn't Penix starting? I was hoping you would not ask me that. You know what, Big Mike? I will name you the starter. You're playing up to an 85 overall. That's just better right now. The rookie quarterback that we've drafted can still be our quarterback of the future. And now this guy's upset. All right, Pollard. You're going to be our starter. No, I can't. Sorry, buddy. You are a rookie quarterback. Work on developing. Well, midseason mark, we're 3-4. This is frustrating because we're an 89 overall with a 91 defense, 88 overall offense. The Raiders are an 87. And this is the problem in Madden franchise when you make every team basically the same overall. If there's not a difference in between the great teams and the awful teams, every team might as well be exactly the same. So every single simulation may as well be absolutely the same. But the problem is progression is so linear in this game. You only get better until you hit the age of regression and then get worse, which is about 28, depending on the position. It's just a frustrating thing. The Bucs are 6-2. We could still be a playoff team. So there's no real reason to freak out. But it is a consistent problem in these rebuilds where you make the team better and it's like running on a treadmill opposed to actually running in real life, right? You just stay in the same freaking spot no matter how much effort you put in. It's really, really annoying. But we got a chance to make the playoffs at 4-4. Still a lot of season left. We would make the playoffs, though, 10-7. I guess it evens out after a long year. We're 90 overall, and we are sneaking in. 10th best offense, 7th best defense in terms of points per game allowed. Although, 27 points is kind of a lot of points to score. maybe I was freaking out too early. Penix throws for 4,200 yards, 28 touchdowns to 11 interceptions. Bijan, very good year as well, 8 touchdowns. Finally had a fumble-free season. And Brian Robinson just killing it in his limited touches, although 100's not nothing. Good year for Drake London. Marvin Harrison Jr., 11 touchdowns. The third and fourth contributor on the team, still not really doing a whole lot, but that's okay. When you a lot of talented players on the offense to get the ball, and when you're running with Bijan as much as we are, it's tough to get the slot receiver and the tight end involved so much. As Walter Nolan leads the team in tackles for loss with 18. Quarterback sacks, 11 for James Pierce, 6.5 for Nolan, 6.5 for Walker, 4 for the rookie Jermaine Brown. Didn't end up playing a ton. 4 sacks, 4 TFLs, 35 tackles total. I mean, that's pretty good, but Bolton playing significantly more, and I guess we really didn't have that many tackles. We really had one linebacker recording all the tackles. I guess Nick Bolton was just everywhere. He had 6 TFLs, 2 picks for Watts and Bates, 1 for Terrell and Taylor Britt. We're going to simulate through the first round of the playoffs. Bucks won the division at 10-7, and they lose 42-14 in the wild card. The Lions, like everybody else, is an 88 overall. They are an 88 overall. 13-4, though. I guess they played a very different schedule than we played. It's an interesting looking drone show. All right. It looks interesting. We're going to jump in here for the divisional. I don't know who's seeing the drone show. They play in a dome. I guess that's for everybody outside. Checking out Lions and Falcons, 2 of my former franchise series teams. And it's looking a lot like it right now. Can't even manage to score. It's 3-0 Falcons. Finally, the Lions get on the scoreboard with a touchdown, and we're in the fourth quarter. Nick Bolton recovers a fumble, and we absolutely got to take advantage of this. We go from how are we going to win this game to potentially in the driver's seat, and that was just not a wise decision. Although I still want to go to Bijan. Feel like he can be a good option out of the backfield, although Penix throws. Harrison Jr. catches over the middle. But we've got to lean on Bijan here for the fourth quarter, inside 4 minutes. And Bijan is out into the open field. Hooker with a bad angle. Hooker does not win the race to the corner. Kind of shocking. Bijan Robinson touchdown. We take the lead here in the fourth quarter. What a run from Bijan Robinson. I mean, we shouldn't be shocked. Way to wiggle up the middle, and then the big cut to the outside, and Bijan was gone. I talk about him not having elite speed, but that's really all it is. He's got, like, quite good enough speed. He's just not an absolute burner. But Bijan kind of has the Patrick Mahomes thing working for him, where he's always just fast enough. As now Brian Robinson Jr. takes over, and he is not nearly as electric. Bijan back in, though. And the blocking is just better. Bijan Robinson takes it to the logo. He's got 9 rushes for 92 yards. Why is the computer not giving Bijan the ball more? It's clearly a pretty effective strategy, although I guess if he had a super long touchdown and then that run, and it's still only 9 for 92, hasn't been that good today. Oh, look at the stiff arm. Lions have called their final timeout. A first down will end the game effectively. That's what we need, as long as we can take an extra second or 2 off the clock. 2nd and 1. Run up the middle. Bijan's got enough, and that should do it. And maybe that's going to do it? Okay, thank you. Make us do another one for no reason. Well, we've won another playoff game. 10-7, real slugfest against the Lions, and that ends their season. Okay. I doubted Michael Penix. And Penix... Okay. Spencer Rattler is the Lions starting quarterback. Blake Corum's here too. What a very interesting looking team. A lot has happened. NFC Championship, not the team you want to play. It's the 15-2 Eagles that have the same overall as we do. 93 defense compared to our 92 defense. And we have an 89 offense compared to their 88 offense. Yet they have home field advantage. and there's a chance of snow in Philadelphia, which we play in a dome in Georgia. I don't know if I like this. Let's see how things go. Eagles on the board early with a touchdown, and they make it 10 after a field goal. Second quarter, still not on the board. Offense is really struggling, and I mean, you can say our defense is too, but are they really? Are they really? The offense has scored 0 points. How many drives can the Eagles get, right? And be held off the board. It's 20-7. This can be a tough game to win. Penix on the run, going to find Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts makes a really nice move. Penix has been picked off in this game. That's just 100 yards throwing now. 100 yards passing. And we can't throw it to him because we don't know his button. We're going outside. Harrison Jr. did not get the feet down. How does he not get the feet down? It's really a great ball from Penix. The left is down, and the right, really no effort made to get it down in bounds. But it's not really a long field goal. The arrow moving around makes it a challenge, but at least it's good. See if the defense can make a stop. And they can! Interception by A.J. Terrell. Gives us a chance. Penix sacked, but you know what? A field goal actually does keep us in the game. So we just got to not turn over the ball. Penix on the move. Actually, a ton of space for Penix. We're going to take off with Michael Penix. And Penix explodes. All the way down to the 9-yard line. 4:20 to play. We got to go up to Harrison Jr. He can't find it. And we've got one play here and one play. It's a complete chip shot. We need our defense to make another play. Will they be able to? They will not. It was going to be basically impossible anyway. The Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. We'll have to try it next year. Raiders and Eagles in the Super Bowl. That is quite an interesting matchup. But we will head to the offseason. Wow. 18-13 final. The Eagles win another. Jahad Campbell gets MVP this time around as Dak Prescott wins NFL MVP. Caleb Williams, Offensive Player of the Year. Antoine Winfield, Defensive Player of the Year. And it is Raiders receiver Nelson Spillman who wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Texas linebacker Roberto Peralta who wins Defensive Rookie of the Year for the Broncos. All that is opportunity. That's all that is. I think we took the better Texas linebacker. Cam Taylor-Britt has an expiring contract. I would do a 1-year extension on Cam Taylor-Britt. We have other options, but you know what? We also have money, and he is pretty good. So how about 1 year, $10 million salary, $10 million bonus, fully guaranteed, and he's just going to be back. I think that's a decent deal for us. Yeah, it's fully guaranteed for a year, but he's really good. I will franchise tag Chris Lindstrom if it comes to it, but I would rather give him a contract extension. He's team first. He's going to be down. The bonus is high, $22 million. Yearly salary, I'll start at 13. I will guarantee 2 years. And he has re-signed. It's cheaper than the franchise tag, I think, at this point. He's a beast. You know, we talked about dev trait indicators. Doesn't happen to be the case. Wagner has star, and Leonard also has star. So whether they have the franchise quarterback tag or project player or rising star, it's not necessarily a dev trait indicator in that way. You will notice that Jake Matthews is no longer here. I believe he retired, which we can confirm in a moment. Jermaine Brown does have superstar development, by the way. Very, very nice to see. Just looks like a great draft pick. Oh, and Jesse Bates has retired. Okay, that's a bad one. That's a really bad one. Trying to run it back, make a Super Bowl run, well, we just lost our best defensive player. Now, Jalen Walker, James Pierce, Xavier Watts, these guys are going to be getting better. A.J. Terrell even. So, I mean, would he have still been our highest rated defensive player? That's tough to say. Thankfully, we did end up drafting, I'm not sure if you remember, we did end up drafting another safety. And Alan Holloman looks insane now. 95 speed, 85 zone coverage. He is a freak. He's going to slide over to free safety. And we don't even need a safety. Jesse Bates, one of the best safeties in the league, retires. It's not even an issue. I mean, I did just say how bad it was, but we're going to live. We're going to be fine. Linebackers look great. D-line mostly looks great. Corners look great. I mean, Avion Terrell is catching up to AJ Terrell in overall. He's actually surpassed Cam Taylor Britt. We have Cross. It's a really good group. Really, every level of our team is really, really good right now. Going into free agency, yeah, depth at safety could be important. Maybe there's a star interior D lineman, or I don't know. I mean, we don't necessarily need a quarterback if we're rocking with Penix. Bijan's sick. We don't need a receiver. We don't need a tight end. We don't need an offensive lineman. Although Creed Humphrey would be quite the upgrade. Trey Smith is here. Joe Alt. Don't really need Quinyon Mitchell or Nate Wiggins. Landon Dickerson is here. Leo Chanel could be a decent upgrade for a moment. Jalen Hurts and Jaden Daniels are here too, as is Bo Nix. Man, none of these teams could hold on to their quarterbacks. That is very interesting. We are not going to be going after any of them, probably. Could they put us over the top in a way that Michael Penix has not been able to up to this point? Yeah, maybe so. But the fact that he is playing up to an 86 overall and is not showing signs of regression at this point, if we can get that deep accuracy up, Penix is going to be a viable starter. And I just didn't know if that was going to happen or not, but it seems like it may be happening. Now, you look at the future and what Penix offers, he's really not going to be the franchise QB of the future because it doesn't really make sense to pay him beyond 2030. It's just not going to happen. And some of these contracts are just a little bit weird. Is the CPU actually signing players to extensions without my say-so? I guess it's possible. Like, I don't really remember paying Penix in any capacity, yet he is under contract for the next 2 seasons. I thought this season would be the last season, but it's proving that it's not. And yeah, I'm just thinking about what we could do in free agency with the players available. I don't really need to go out and pay a guard. Our tackles are fine, even very good for the future. I don't really think we need anything. Malik Mustafa maybe as a backup. Still getting used to not calling him Malik, but apparently it is Malik Mustafa. Yeah, I'm comfortable with him as a backup. Probably would draft the other backup safety. And he's uncompromising. I mean, you're going to be a backup, but if you want to win a Super Bowl, we're not a bad place to potentially do that. Hometown discount. And Mustafa is up to 100% interest, so hopefully he signs on. The strong safeties don't really interest me for the price. Again, I'd rather just draft one. So it's literally just going to be a negotiation with Mustafa. And he is a Falcon. There are some other guys still sticking around on the board. Andrew Makuba's a Cowboy. But it just doesn't make sense for me for the price on anybody else. Brandon Jones back to the Broncos. Anything interesting in here? Kayvon Thibodeau to the Texans. Not really. I mean, here we go. Bo Nix to the Cowboys. Jaden Daniels changes teams in the division. Eagles preferred him, I guess. Jalen Hurts goes to Indianapolis. A lot is happening. Patriots really spending a lot of money. Bringing in Joe Alt as well as Landon Dickerson and Leo Chanel. And the Eagles, instead of paying Jalen Hurts, bring back Quinyon Mitchell and bring in Trey Smith, Creed Humphrey to the Niners. We go into the NFL draft with 3 first-round picks, 22, 28, and 29. The team is pretty much complete. It's just about developing just a little bit more. We do know about a bunch of round 1 guys. Just, they're all really at positions we don't need. We don't need a lot. A bunch of receivers. There is a linebacker who looks actually quite good, Nate Dodge, even though he's not an exceptional athlete, but we don't really need linebacker that much anymore. And then there's a center I guess I would consider drafting, but we don't know about any of the top 5 guys, which is kind of interesting. Jonathan Franklin looks fantastic. We should probably spend a first-round pick on him, even with the F injury. And as for the actual top 5 players in the draft, really no idea. I mean, maybe this tackle, Grayson Mills, could be, I guess. I mean, it's just really tough to say. There's a quarterback that looks okay. We don't need a quarterback at all at this point. So I think the best move is probably to look to make a trade, look to make a splash. And this is a good opportunity to complain about this. You go into Madden franchise, I'm trying to make a blockbuster trade. I can't do it because the Bills are negative 70 million over the cap. Like, so many of these teams are not actually where they need to be. The Dolphins are negative 8 million. The Niners, negative 5 million. The Giants, negative 8.5 million. The Jags are over. The Jets are over. The Lions are way over. Simply put, you cannot be over the cap. You can't have negative cap in real life. The league will block you from making moves. You can get fined. You've got 7 days to get into good standing. So the fact that all of these teams have not only no cap room, but are actively millions, tens of millions of dollars over the salary cap is simply ridiculous. How does this exist in the game? It doesn't exist in real life. We were able to make something work with the Cowboys, trading Jimmy Gomez and a first for Quinnen Williams. I figured defensive tackle was the biggest area where we could improve the team, and we can't really trade for any other defensive tackle in the league because every other team cannot afford to facilitate a trade. It is a big upgrade to our interior defensive line, where we are stacked now. Williams, Nolan, Mooney, and Huff is a killer four, and then Walker and Pierce is half of a killer combo at least, or nearly, excuse me. Terrell is awesome. I mean, going into the draft, we now have one fewer first-round pick, but we can draft that center to be Newswell's backup, and just maybe take a chance on a receiver with the other. I mean, I don't really have motivation to do almost anything. Just whatever happens, happens. Let's take the receiver. I like Taylor Alvarado from Colorado. Not true. There was a Colorado receiver, though. This one's from Notre Dame. 6 foot 207, is 23 years old, catches the ball well. Very good athlete, elite acceleration, great strength, A, medium route running, A, catching. I think he's going to be a pretty good player and will compete to be maybe the 4th receiver on the team right now. He's ranked number 6. We got him at 22. Soft, reliable hands. Got soft hands, brother, but it's actually good at receiver. Makes 50-50 balls look like 80-20 balls, and runs fundamentally sound short routes. Hidden dev, 92 speed, 95 acceleration, 94 change of direction. It's interesting that 80-20 balls are the case with B, spectacular catch. And his short route running is only a C, when the scouting report kind of indicates that it might be higher. And then back-to-back centers go off the board at 26 and 27. Well, I think we were just about to take a center, and now obviously we will not be. He's off the board. I have Harvey Perkins starred here. Could use another backup running back behind Bijan. Harvey Perkins looks pretty good. You could argue Auburn is like one of the RBUs out there. The big thing about him, though, he's got a juke move, which is particularly rare to find. We're going to draft Harvey Perkins, a running back in the first round. He is a top 5 talent, got him at 28. Shifty with great juke move, shifty in the open field, and consistently breaks tackles. Has hidden dev, 92 speed, 91 acceleration, 89 agility, 86 change of direction. Not amazing, but he's a top 5 player in the draft. And for a backup running back, not too bad. But do you spend a first-round pick on a backup running back? Yeah, actually, in this case, we do. Got some favorites on the board to take chances on. Curtis Howdling looks like a good special teamer. Very athletic, but A, awareness, B, block shed, B, play rec. Could be something here. Might be a little bit early for the 3rd, but looks like a good pick to me. Ranked number 84, got him at 93. Normal dev, but 90 speed. Can't be mad about that. And then we pick again. Now, what do I want to do here? I feel like defensive tackle is not a need at all, but Carlos Thomas is like pretty freaky. So he's going to be the selection. He's a first-round talent. Ranked number 28, got him at 96, holds strong at the point of attack, competent speed rusher, smart, heady defender, 86 speed, 90 strength, 79 acceleration at 300 pounds. Yeah, that is kind of a monster-looking player. I mean, we're just taking chances. Why not? Julius Tompkins, good pass-protecting guard, good depth, also a first-round talent, ranked number 27, got him at 107. Shows good pass protection technique, excuse me. Great solid foundation to slow power rushers. I think my brain reset there. Had a little bit of a stroke. That's okay. Everyone has a stroke every once in a while. Fast and agile enough to handle speed rushers. Only normal dev, but again, is a first round talent that we got in the 4th. Maybe we could have got him in the 6th. So it's certainly a good pick either way, but there's no point to trade down for future assets at this point. We're in a really strong position. Now is the time to just keep adding to the great team that we have. Jamal Carmen, ranked number 121, got him at 125. Does have normal dev. Really just a power back. 6 foot, 229, 87 speed, 91 acceleration, 80 strength. We'll see if he makes the team. And the last pick I'll make is Roberto Person. Why do I like Roberto Person? I haven't started on the board. I guess he's just a good pass protector. That's really it. Good depth. Ranked number 47, got him at 157. Hidden dev. All right, can't complain about that. CPU can handle the rest. Draft recap. Taylor Alvarado is a 78, as is Harvey Perkins. 72 for Curtis Huft out. I don't know. 75 for Carlos Thomas and Julius Tompkins. And 74 for Roberto Person. A lot of picks in this draft. I think we made quite a few good ones, but maybe the draft class as a whole wasn't all that great. They're actually only 179 overall. It was the number 1 overall player at tackle. And Harvey Perkins is tied for the number 2 overall. Eric Kendricks, Earl Overstreet, Eddie Ferguson, and then Taylor Alvarado is actually tied for the number 2 player in the draft as well. Nate Dodge, I think I talked about, didn't end up drafting him, which, I mean, I guess we could have had him instead of Quinnen Williams. I would prefer Quinnen Williams, I think. Yeah, we absolutely crushed the draft. Again, just weren't too many great players. All right, dev trade upgrade for Jalen Walker. Absolutely excited about that. And then chase and tackle, do we just go Jermaine Brown, try to make him a superstar? I mean, he's already got that development. He's playing more than Ben Montgomery anyway. Bolton's already good. We're going to get Jermaine Brown back out there. And now Walter Nolan is holding out. We can't do a Super Bowl run without him. Well, we have $47 million in cap space. We know we're not extending Michael Penix, so we've got money for it, is my point. The bonus here is insane. I'm going to fully guarantee all 3 years of the contract. Really? Only 55% interest? I think we'll go plus 20% on the bonus. Just try to get him signed and back on the field. He doesn't care about headlines. I just gave you a massive, massive financial commitment. The bonus is approaching $40 million. What if I reduce your salary and added a year? I kind of like that. All right, he's getting closer here. 4 years, $40 million in total salary. Very doable. The bonus now exceeds $50 million. What if I reduce the salary by 5% and again added another year? Pretty close. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to say, hey, the current value works. The bonus is now $64 million. It's a massive contract extension. You better sign it. Arvell Reese, 7-year extension. Yeah, okay. That seems interesting. Popular UDFA Colt Garfield has been signed. Really? I mean, am I not looking at the news story? Should I be? Maybe so. We have some skill points for upgrades, though. We're going to move Carlos Thomas over to defensive end. It just looks really good there. So kind of a more natural fit. He is 300 pounds, so it seems crazy, but it's not really that crazy. Mario Williams was close to 300, especially with the athletic profile. Makes a lot of sense. And we could even consider moving over Mac Huff, who is 6'2", 289. You know, built not too different from Aaron Donald. Not really a great pass rusher, but could be a tremendous edge setter. Well, we'll keep things as they are for now. This is looking to be the team. Brian Robinson Jr. no longer the backup running back, so that kind of fake B. Robinson thing we got going on might be coming to an end. But Got the addition of Alvarado at wide receiver. Offensive line looks great. No more Jake Matthews. No problem, really, with Leonard taking a step up. And then defensively, no more Jesse Bates. Really, still to me, no problem. We have Alan Holloman, who I think is going to be exceptional as a full-time starter back there. Defense looks great. We got the Terrell brothers finally playing and starting both on the boundary. Although, I probably will move Terrell into the slot. And Jermaine Brown is not going to be a sub linebacker. There's not going to be a rush end. He's going to be a sub linebacker, and Jalen Walker will jump in there. Now, I'm sure he probably will be good in this role, considering how athletic he is. And as we looked at Zach Bond, pass rush moves don't matter. And I was wondering where Jalen Walker was preseason. He's also holding out. So he wants another massive contract extension like Walter Nolan did. And I mean, it's just, hey, put the bonus up near $50 million, which is essentially, I guess, functioning like the guaranteed money, even though that's not how that works. So I guess we'll just start here and see where that puts us. So we'll add 2 years plus 5% on the salary, and Jalen Walker is going to be back. It's a huge extension, but at least we're not giving him 7 years like the Giants just gave Arvell Reese, which is completely ridiculous, I would say. Pollard, of course, wants to start. It's just not going to happen. He's going to be my Aaron Rodgers or my Jordan Love. You're going to sit behind a player that you'll probably end up being better than. That'll fire some people up. I don't even know who that would be about. I mean, Rodgers is better than Favre all time, but obviously Love doesn't have anything on Rodgers to this point. But this is the team. Very good-looking team. One of the greatest looking teams. And I mean, this has Super Bowl written all over it. It really does. We are a 90 overall, 89 offense, 92 defense. And if Penix can take another jump step up, whatever it is, we're going to be really tough to beat. Midseason mark, we are 5-1. And our lone loss of the year came at the hands of the Tennessee Titans, who beat us 36-10. What is this, Jets franchise? I know already you guys are going to be upset that I'm uploading this and not Jets franchise. But the rebuilds are fun to do as well. And Jets franchise, man, we're looking for that first win. Spoiler alert, if you didn't see the first or second episode, I guess. Still looking for that first win. It's going to happen, I think. I can't guarantee, but I think so. There's no way we didn't make the playoffs. 14-3. So we must have got the first round bye in the NFC. Won the division easily for the first time. 14-3 overall is absolutely fantastic. And we just got to keep it up. You know, we're in such a strong position. Got to deal with the Rams, the Seahawks. The Bucks did make it in, as did the Bears, Eagles, and Giants, who won the NFC East at 12-5. Hell yeah, brother. Team stats, Michael Penix, career year, 4,300 yards, 27 touchdowns to only 8 interceptions. Look at that passer rating, 96.4. Bijan, also a career year here in this franchise. 10 touchdowns, by the way, for Harvey Perkins. Efficient on only 107 attempts, but Bijan with 10. 5.2 per carry, 1,500 yards, and then Tyler Algier has to come in and vulture those touchdowns away. Unreal. Great year for London. Great year for Harrison Jr. Great year for Taylor Alvarado as a rookie. Kyle Pitts still not really doing a whole lot. And then we had 3 tacklers with 100 plus. Jermaine Brown and Nick Bolton at over 120. 12 TFLs. By the way, we'll get to that in a minute because TFLs is crazy for the top guys. 24 for Jalen Walker in a true breakout. 22 for Nolan. 12 for Jermaine Brown, who also had 5 sacks. 12 for Quinnen Williams, his first year in Atlanta. 10 for James Pierce. 5 for Bolton. But it was the Jalen Walker show. James Pierce was good, I'm sure. But it was the Jalen Walker show. 3 picks for A.J. Terrell. 2 for Watts, Cam Taylor, Britt. 1 for Nick Bolton and Avion Terrell. Battle of the Birds. Who is the dirtiest bird? Probably the Falcons, I guess. But, man, the Eagles are slimy. 90 overall, though. We got a slight advantage. Need home field advantage to work to our success. Again, if you're the Falcons mascot, you're not getting paid enough. Because this is insane. I don't care if it's the divisional or the conference championship. I don't care if it's a home playoff matchup. I don't care if it's the Super Bowl. No shot. All right, let's go Falcons. We'll take 3 on the first drive, and how about a touchdown there on number 2? Extra point good by Tim Cook. He's just something uncanny about it. I don't like it. But I like the score of this game right now. 22-6 into the fourth quarter. 25-6. Very odd score. But I like the result. We're headed to the NFC Championship. Jaden Daniels now. That's right. And the Eagles. No match for Michael Penix and the Falcons. Jaden Daniels actually threw a couple of interceptions as well. Penix was, I mean, basically perfect today despite no touchdowns. Bijan, 13 for 27. Did have a couple of touchdowns. Harvey Perkins, 6 for 61. Long of 36. He was the man today. This game simulates so weird. As Kyle Pitts was our leading receiver. And then defensively, 1.5 sacks for Big Q. 2 picks for Xavier Watts. That's big. That's really big. So you don't get any interceptions over simulating the whole season, really. But in one game of Super Sim, you can get 2. That's something. I mean, are there enough bird teams in the NFL? Falcons, Seahawks. Tell me the Ravens are going at it in the other side of the bracket. Could it be a bird Super Bowl? No. Steelers and Bills. And we'll see how this one goes. No score here. And finally, the Falcons take the lead and extend it. Seattle with a field goal to start, and then we have 14 unanswered into the second half. 28-3. No, stop the count. I've got to jump in. Oh, it's the beginning of the end for the Falcons. Thank God this isn't the Super Bowl. Don't worry, guys. I'm jumping in to save Atlanta. I won't let it happen again. You have my word. I didn't get out of man coverage. And our linebacker didn't run with Jadarian Price, so that's actually an easy touchdown. It is happening again. Oh, no. No, trust me. I'm going to do the right thing. We don't throw the ball. We run the ball every single play. Preferably not into the offensive line. That one was on me. Take every second off the clock. I don't care if it's 28-3. I don't care if it's 50-3. Actually, that would probably be nice. Oh, nice blocking for Bijan, who jumps to the outside. Bijan Robinson. We're going to go down early. That's unselfish. Does it make sense in this spot? We can take a bunch of extra time off the clock. That's what you're not accounting for. And I can't tell you enough how devastating a fumble would be. Harvey Perkins just got absolutely cracked. Bijan just go down again. Seattle doesn't know they need to call timeouts right now. They don't realize what we're doing. They're too stupid. This is going to bring things down to the 2-minute warning, or it's going to be a touchdown. Or they're going to call a timeout. There are really 3 options here. None of them are that good for Seattle. It'll be the 2-minute warning. And that should do it. 2-minute warning off the board. Seattle does have all 3 of their timeouts, but the Tim Cook chip shot field goal should be enough to win it. We'll see if that's the case. And it is. 31-10 is your final. The Falcons are going back to the Super Bowl. Michael Penix, 251 through the air, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Our defense dominated Darnold. Bijan had a great game. 16 for 88, had a touchdown, broke a few tackles. Harvey Perkins really didn't touch the ball very much. The one play he came in for, he got rocked. And it's the rookie out of Notre Dame, Taylor Alvarado, with 2 touchdowns. Bijan had 1 through the air, 5 for 48 receiving. And then had a sack for Watts, an interception for Watts. A couple TFLs for Jermaine Brown, Walter Nolan. But Xavier Watts, Avion Terrell with a pick too, is having some type of playoff run. And it will be the Buffalo Bills. 2 teams, to my knowledge, that have never won the Super Bowl. I mean, I know for sure. The Bills have not. They went to 4 in a row in the 90s, lost all of them. Maybe one of them was like 89 or something, but I'm pretty sure 4 all in the 90s, lost all of them. And the Falcons, I mean, they went to the Super Bowl, obviously, against the Patriots and didn't win. Did they go to any before that? I don't think so. But I think they had one of the all-time best defenses in terms of either yards allowed or points allowed in like 1977 or so. Maybe they could have made the Super Bowl that year, but I don't think so. Oh, that's right. The other one they made was in 1999, in the 98 season with Chris Chandler at quarterback, Dan Reeves as the Falcons head coach, and they lost to the Broncos 34-19 in Miami. This is not Miami. This is Tampa. A little bit more northwest, or a lot more northwest. Florida is a deceptively gigantic state. It is very long. Shout out Michael Penix. It's 14-0, 14-7 now, as Penix is balling 21-7, 24-7. It's not quite 28-3, but I don't like it still. The Bills have turned over the ball twice. 3.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. There's Bijan, big power, bulldozing a defender. And we've got the ball on the 1-yard line. Just take time off the clock. It's the vulture himself, Harvey Perkins, into the backfield. He spins off one hit and lands safely in the end zone. Touchdown, Harvey Perkins. Unbelievable. Pay no mind to the gamer tag in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Falcons, touchdown. That could be enough to do it. 30-7. 31-7, Buffalo with a quick touchdown, but it's 38-13, 38-20. I don't like how they're scoring here. Although we could pass. What could go wrong? I can hardly think of anything. We're ripping that. Yeah, probably for the best. 3rd and goal. That's wide open. Alvarado, touchdown. He and Watts have had such great postseason runs. And to think, I mean, there's a real scenario. We never even draft Taylor Alvarado. We had Drake London. We have Marvin Harrison Jr. We have Zach Branch. But Alvarado has kind of displaced Branch as that 3rd slot receiver because he's just better. And we're going to drop 45 points in a Super Bowl to win, which I guess is what the Falcons would have needed back in 2016. 2017, I guess, technically, but the 2016 season, and the Atlanta Falcons have made sure the Bills still remain without a Super Bowl. The Atlanta Falcons are Super Bowl champions. I don't think there was any Gatorade in the Gatorade bucket on the Gatorade bucket dump. Seems like an oversight, although Kevin Stefanski, I'm sure, is not complaining. Although, you know what? If you win a Super Bowl as a head coach and you don't get the Gatorade dump, I feel like you got robbed of something, but Stefanski lifts the Lombardi. And the Atlanta Falcons are Super Bowl champions. That was the collision I was talking about with Bijan. What a game. What a performance. What a rebuild. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. And don't pay attention to allowing 4 touchdowns and 300 yards to Josh Allen. They didn't win. Subscribe. Take it easy.